The dog game is dying. Let's talk about the game first, not the dogs. It's the challenge of the wins, the competitive addiction, the thrill of the win, and the rewards of achievements. Losing only gives you the drive to come back. I learned to watch the winners, my motivation was there, my dedication was evident, now I'm a winner. The problem is the cheating to win, manipulating the truth, and then it's the all outliers. How is this sharing our achievements with liars, cheaters, and bullshitters? We have lost the historical value of the dog game. We can't decipher. The dog game is dying. Let's talk about the game first, not the dogs. It's the challenge of the wins, the competitive addiction, the thrill of the win, and the rewards of achievements. Losing only gives you the drive to come back. I learned to watch the winners, my motivation was there, my dedication was evident, now I'm a winner. The problem is the cheating to win, manipulating the truth, and then it's the all outliers. How is this sharing our achievements with liars, cheaters, and bullshitters? We have lost the historical value of the dog game. We can't decipher the real from the fake, the lost. The dog game is dying. Let's talk about the game first, not the dogs. It's the challenge of the wins, the competitive addiction, the thrill of the win, and the rewards of achievements. Losing only gives you the drive to come back. I learned to watch the winners, my motivation was there, my dedication was evident, now I'm a winner. The problem is the cheating to win, manipulating the truth, and then it's the all outliers. How is this sharing our achievements with liars, cheaters, and bullshitters? We have lost the historical value of the dog game. We can't decipher the real from the fake, the lost is the cost. So I salute these dogs of Going Hard Kennels for all that you've given me in the game.
Let's talk about pit bulls. The history, the breeding, the maintaining and feeding, and the controversies surrounding the great hunts. Come interact with the legends, and ask questions, and listen to their stories as we talk about kennels and dogs of the past and present. Hosted by one of the game's most respected kennels, with over 40 years in the hunt, Going Hard Kennels Twin 1 and Twin 2, dogs like Champion the Debrat, the very first champion off Grand Champion Mayday, the Dog of the Year, and Register of Merit. Champion Pretty Mama, 2-time Best in Show and 2-time Gamest in Show. Going Hard's Bay Bay, Register of Merit, Damn to Champion What a Day, Champion Gus, Champion Elrod, Champion Yellowbird. So pull up a seat, and let's talk dogs.
Yeah. Better know my head, but I don't talk about it, be about it. That's the code we live in the game with them people. See the proof and how to give from the pit to the trophies. Every chain, every game. Don't talk about it, be about it, be about it. Don't talk about it, be about it. That's the code we live in the game with them people. See the proof and how to give from the pit to the trophies. Every chain, every game. Don't talk about it, be about it, be about it. Most wanted kennels in the spotlight, danger alert come with the name. Super kennels competition, all built for the fame. Work kennels was the work and work, while Cherokee kept the game strong. Evolution built a bloodline, where the heart come from. These dogs ain't hype, they the truth in the pit. Every pedigree stamp when them paws hit the street. Ain't no fairy tales, just that real y'all grit. Don't talk about it, be about it. That's the pit bull script. Shout the brothers with the backbone thick. Veer brothers, color brothers, Bishop brothers legit. They don't talk about it, they be about it every day. Put the work in y'all, let the results say. Them boys on the rise, yeah, the circle stay tight. Plow boys, wall boys, Havana boys in the fight. Different flags, same grind, same fire, same spit. Don't talk about it, be about it. That's the litmus test.
Legs in the doom, behind set tone. Locked tight, locked in, carved in stone. Church boys hold it with the pit bull gauge. Fruit colors on man, Sean B in the maze. Arsenal game bill, but your knife stay sharp. Only in America, walk them down Ram in the dark. DSK and Mad Ohio dog, pound by hard when they hit. Praise to the men who rock this shit.
Don't talk about it, be about it.
Yeah, they live it.
Fat boy the legend, Lil Buster, real strong Southern bulldog, keep the bloodline long. Latin force pressure, sniper don't miss. Shaded day, shaded with a killer instinct. Twist, super night power, unit whole rank. Boot camp, click hitting like a Sherman tank. Little fine with the vision. Tennessee dog pound, got their eyes on the pit. All legendary, really the shit. Don't talk about it, be about it. Yeah, they built it brick by brick. Talk about it. Yeah, they built it brick by brick. Talk about it. Yeah, they built it brick by brick. Talk about it. Don't talk about it, be about it. Don't talk about it. That's the yard law, from the pups to the legends. Everybody stand tall. Every name on this track got a story that's lit. Don't talk about it, be about it. Every name on this track got a story that's lit. Don't talk about it, be about it. Call this some legendary pit bullshit, 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 pit bullshit.
What up? What up? What's up? Big shout out to everybody out there. What's up? Y'all know what time it is. It's Hot Mike Friday. Yeah. Hey, man. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Let me get my shout outs right quick. Fellas, guess what? This is a 3-day weekend for some of us. Man, it's hitting that right time of the year, too. Yes, sir. Let me see who I got out here. Man, I've had a wild day. I'm telling y'all. It's raining like guy got mad at us over here in Florida, especially Tampa. Man, it rained so damn bad. I'm sitting up here on this big ass truck, and damn near got waterlogged, y'all. Trying to get here. I said, oh boy, she gonna quit on me right in this water. She can't swim, but she brought me on in. I'm here. Let me see what's going on out there. Let me first give a big shout out to everybody out there on the back street. What up, though? Big shout out to all my people out there in the Shark Tank. What up, y'all? My man, Mr. Carlos Lee, showing up, showing out, showing the love early. What up, fam? My man, Twan War. What up, fam? I see you. Salute to you, fam. My man, Mr. Paul Johnson, coming in, showing up, loving the roses up front. The one and only, the incomparable. Bite down and shake that like button. The one and only Double M Despo in the house. What up, fam? He keep me on point, though. He always put that out there. Y'all better, you know what? Y'all need to pay close attention. When he put it out there, that means y'all ain't doing it enough. I've been checking him out. Y'all need to hit that like button when he representing. Hit that like button. Big shout out to my man, Sanam. Viking Family LG. Stole in the house. Sorry. I would be putting the LG on there. I know I got to break off the LG, but you know what I'm saying. That was a slip up there, fam. But I see you representing Skull Country. True Viking he is. I think him and my wife are best buddies because they ride or die with them Vikings. I don't want to make you mad because I'm loaded up with shit, Viking. Oh, I be hitting her hard with some shit though. But again, I ain't gonna disrupt the play right now. Big shout out to my man, Mr. Chico Nicholas in the house. What up, fam? What's I got down? Big shout out to my brother from another mother, the one and only, the man, Big Dog in the house. Simplified, what up, fam? Big shout out, yo, my man. What up, fam? My man Deshaun Hanley in the house. What up, fam? He said, yo, what good, Mike? Mo, building some serious bulldogs. Yes, sir. You need to break out that pen and piece of paper because we're gonna be giving some shit, man. Just trying to keep it real, keep you up on what's going on. Big shout out to my man Gully. What up, fam? I'll see you. My man's gonna be dropping in, showing that love. Big shout out, holding things down strong. Yo, Fresh, what up, fam? Big shout out to my main man, the legendary one and only. I'm gonna just say it like it is. My man, Mr. Will Turner. What up, fam? Well, I'm still waiting for you to hit that down link. Come on, man. I think it would be a pleasure. Let me see who else I got here. Okay. Well, let me get this party started out. Look, you know, these last couple of shows we've been on this reign of terror. I call it a reign of terror. Because, you know, you think about the history and the things that we actually been talking about, it's kind of funny that, you know, that's like 20-something years, 30-something, almost 40 plus years back. And when you just find yourself listening and talking about it, it's like you're putting yourself in that world of then, and then reality wakes you up back into the now. And for us, it's almost like wondering what the now is going to look like compared to what the future is going. These dogs going to look like based on conversation. Are they going to be the same dogs? Hell, I seen a pit bull bred to a Malamar that was a monster. You know what I'm saying? Now, just come on now. That one right there, they went somewhere with it. Now, I'm not going to be in the, I love these Malibars. Now, we done had them all. You know what I'm saying? Wild German Shepherd, Dome Pincher. I mean, literally had them all, fellas, to the highest degree. All of them. I can name great dogs out of our prime guard dogs. That Malamar, he when he fell in at the kind of like the top of the list over them all. And Apollo, it took a lot to be bigger and better than Apollo. That was the Doman Pincher. You know, for us to put something over the top of him, it would have had to been something serious, because Apollo was a very, very well-trained, smart-ass, athletic Doman Pincher. And when I say smart, I'm talking about literally, we could walk to the mall with a bunch of people, walk to the door and tell him to go get back in the car. He would run back and be at that car when we got back out in that car. The only thing was, he was like a live, alarm. You couldn't walk around the car. You couldn't come up to the car talking about pretty dog, but he knew his place. What was to do is guard the car. We could be sitting at that same shopping mall, stand out there and calling, and he come running right to us. He was like that kind of dog that, you want to just run up on some shit. He was not the one to be playing with, because we could call him from wherever at any given time. So we used to just make a show out of it by calling him. He'd jump out the car, meet us at the door, and we walk to the car with our security. Now, it takes a lot to beat Apollo when it comes to us and our guard dogs. But then came Chaos Von Wick. I'm gonna call him, that's his full name, father. His name is Chaos Von Wick. He is in this area, I would say, the Jeep of Malamars. Everything he throw is like him. Smart, aggressive, but they have their faults, but all Malamars do. So it takes a special person to deal with his offspring. And I don't say that to be, bragging or anything. For some of the people who are in the area who know or have them dogs, they know they have to be very careful with those dogs. But when you take a dog like that and you breeding it to, I mean, you take one of your baddest females on the yard or a male on the yard and you go breed it to your pit bull. Man, I know sometimes it should be sounding crazy, but when I seen that monster, when I seen it, and I just thought about, you know, okay, the Malabar gonna be in there, you know what I mean? But see, they cropped his ears, so you really don't see the Malabar in him. But just know that the Malabar is in him. And you have combined that kind of intensity in one dog, which means the bad of the Malabar would have to be in him. You know, when I say the bad of the Malabar, trust me, fellas, you really have to get into those dogs to keep them dogs under your complete control. You know, y'all see all the little tricks and shit that people do with them, but them men, they spend a lot of time with those type of dogs. See, dogs for us are just what they are. They're guard dogs. So doing the tricks and things like that wasn't, you know, really our forte. But being shown, you know, some control, and then letting them be able to release what really make them the dogs that they are. You know, you still got to have that control. Now imagine, you know, trying to do that with a pit bull Malinois mix, and it did look good. Now I heard people doing it, but it was my first time actually seeing one. You know, it was on YouTube. Somebody sent it to me, and I just thought that's a monster. So this is the new preservation we working with nowadays, right? I mean, I'm just saying, man, for real. I mean, this is a reality situation. No, this is not something I'm sitting here bullshitting and I'm making it up. If y'all get out there, you're gonna find this dog. It's got to be. I mean, I ain't the only one happen to see it, but just go look at it and you think about, you know, how many is this fixing to be something that's going to take off, and we're going to be creating new types of bulldogs. I'm just wondering if it's going to go in that direction, because somebody done did it already. I guess a couple people have, but that's my first time seeing it, and I'm just kind of amazed about, you know, what it looked like. You know, not really getting a chance to see the actions of what it could really be or couldn't do, but it's just something to think about, you know, because everybody always trying to say we got, you know, you can make them better, you know. So I'm just watching all the weird ways it's getting better. So we're trying to get a better understanding of the preservation of what it takes to keep a bulldog. That's it tonight. You know what I'm saying? We're going to use the history, you know, and just basically get a better understanding of the word preservation of the bloodline. I mean, adding things to it, you know, I guess that's always been a part of it, you know. We used to shine on the fact that he's a half staff. He ain't no real bulldog. He half staff. Okay. But half staffs are terriers, thinking that at some point, at some time back in there, in the creation of these mugs, they would have had to do something like that anyway. I'm just saying. But, you know, how far are we willing to go? I think that's why it's important to understand and know the game as far as the dogs themselves and what made the dogs who they are over all these years, and preserve that part. Because if you can preserve it, then that means you can show it. That's what makes it good. Competition. We speak competition all the time. We can only speak competition of our past. That's why you get on the bus. But there's going to be competition moving forward, regardless of, you know, what you're doing, how you're doing it. It's okay to be competitive. I mean, and actually, when you're trying to do it in the legal way, what I consider the legal way is being a part of the shows. Y'all hear me pushing that just a little bit more because, man, come on. During Wild Time, hey, we try to lead them back there where we at. So I'm gonna get on board with you guys with the whole confirmation shit, the whole wall climbing thing. I'm a bit advocate for it because competition is competition, and anytime that you put in some work, that means the next man is putting in some work, and it's just not going to be no easy cakewalk, based on who's coming out with the ribbons or not. That can be a very competitive thing. I've seen it in action. I mean, I see it takes some work, So, yeah, I'm hats off for it. I became a part of one, and I'm actually sponsoring the APDR for free because I like their platform. I like their get up and go and their attitude about the preservation of the bloodlines. And they offer plenty of opportunities for you to show and have a registration over there. And you just need to just be curious about something, go check them out. Because, that's one of the major reasons why I talk about it, because I seen somebody trying to do something. I mean, and it's positive, and it's a business just ran like a business. That's something just thrown together. It's a business. So support the business, especially if you support the movement, and that's preservation. So, let me see. Where'd I go? Big shout out to my man, little bro in the house, man. Bobby, what up, fam? Long time no see, fam. My man, my great boy in the house, representing Shreveport. What up, fam? Hey, Mo, is you out there, man? I got a question for you, bro. Mo.
Yeah, what's up, man?
I got a question, man. Hey, did you see that monster?
That Malawal pit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you think?
I don't believe in this shit. I believe pure is pure.
Right. Okay. But I'm just saying, though, he was a monster, though, right?
I mean, you're going to use it for personal shit. I wouldn't be running around there breeding no Malawal pit bulls up there talking about selling anybody shit. I just wouldn't do it. I like purebred shit. I am a fan of that. I ain't trying to be no creator or nothing.
Yeah, okay. That sounds like you, though. That's more you. I was just thinking, just based on what you've seen, though. That's a Malawal and a pit bull.
He's a big boy, too. He's no little one.
And he was athletic like a mug, too. He wasn't just, huffing and puffing, getting up over shit. Big shout out to my man, Mr. John Dibry. What up, fam? But yeah. Everybody. What up, fam? Salute to you. Let me see. Yeah, man. Look. I was kind of intrigued about the way the dog looked and how it was. I just felt like when you start looking into the future, you start seeing that type of shit. And we're already dealing with bullies. Remember, we can't even decide when a bully's a pit and when a pit's not a bully. Y'all see some of these horror stories going on. A pit bull. Then they're showing this motherfucker blue as hell, bigger as hell. And they're calling him a pit bull. So I'm still trying to figure out what's the difference between a pit bull and a bully. I mean, the people. I think there's a hell of a difference. I can tell them from a mile away. But we still get that mistake, drawn upon us now. Now we put Malamars and pit bulls together. So because ears is cropped, he automatically finna be a pit bull because he got the face and he looks like a pit bull. But he's not a pit bull because he's too rangy and kind of big for a pit bull. I mean, I've seen some big ones, but you could look at him, a pit bull is a pit bull. That dog was athletic, and he was a big dog with a slim body. Almost had the body of a Malamar. But the face and characteristics of a pit bull. I guess the cropped ears kind of helped that situation because it would have been funny as hell to see him with Malamar ears. So I guess they chose a pit bull look. He might have Malamar ears and they just cut him off. Make him look more meaner and shit, I didn't see him tell me that much of the story of what he looked like when he was a puppy. But I'm pretty sure he probably would have had the Malamar ears because his ears was pretty tight. I don't know, man. Y'all got to help me out on this one. I like to know what some of you guys feel, how you feel about, how we throw the word preservation around. When we breed these dogs in the past, I gotta say that we were breeding them for a purpose, for real. That's just being straight up honest. And behind that purpose led to basically everything that put the stamp on what you did. You get the recognition. Remember, that's how we got the ROMs and the PORs, something to give you some type of recognition for what your dog was able to do. Okay. Most people try to preserve those kind of traits and the ability to be able to do things like that. It was, I guess, a dog man's dream, but history will show you it wasn't that many of them to actually pull it off. I mean, compared to the amount of people who were actually doing it and the ones who actually became known and successful doing it. It was not a very easy task to do over the years. But the dog still maintained. For me, at least through our time period, the things that made the American Pit Bull Terrier the American Pit Bull Terrier. The game American Pit Bull Terrier. There is a difference for me because I see a lot of people who walk around with pit bulls. I always say that because it's amazing. When I say a lot of people, I'm just like, that's the new thing. It's either a pit bull or it's going to be a version of a pit bull, which is, I know him when I see him, which is really a bully. Anytime I see blue and, those type of colors, I'm just taking it that, yeah. Yeah. They're doing all kinds of things out here with him, but I know when I see real ones because they act different. They're always the ones that's walking around that don't want to be like everybody else, and that's act trained. You know what I'm saying? They don't act like they want to be like everybody else. They don't know how to act. They just gonna act how they act by nature. They try to be good dogs, but I know the difference when I see that one to be like, yep, he's still a bulldog. He's still a bulldog. And then you look over and you see the one and be like, okay, that blue one over there, you see that black one over there acting crazy, and he ain't even trying to look that way. That's the trained one. The bulldog, they might be trained. I'm pretty sure dude had, he was trained, but you put him in a situation where you could tell that training went right out the door. You know what I'm saying? And for me, a dog fancier, I look and I see things like that, and I kind of be like, these game dogs are going to be hard to change. And I'm telling you, it's always going to be because of how they bred. What's actually in them. I don't know how that black dog was bred. I know he was young. I know he was acting like he had some damn sense up until that other dog came too close. And he acted like a pit bull. So I'm looking for what's supposed to change, because I was definitely a pit bull. He just wasn't one that I would be trusting around other dogs. I mean, is he going to grow up and break him of that? That depends on the owner. But I'm just saying, as of what I've seen, and I'm putting it, he was almost about 15, 16 months, because he still had the puppy in him. Until he got, fired up, and then the puppy left, and then you just seen, okay, pulling him away and him, turning back is, that's the bulldog. And you got to pick that little fella up, man, and go ahead and walk off with him, or you scared of him or something, because this don't look good with you dragging him. Because he is not paying attention to you at all. I'm seeing them kind of moments, instead of doing a struggle, I thought he would just pick the dog up, man, and just take off with the dog, Don't stand out here and be clowning, because all of a sudden, he's an aggressive dog, and all, you live here, you don't want to lose that ability to live here because your dog is acting aggressive out here. But those are things that I see that, I could have spoke on it, but remember, I'm just caught into the amazement of how it's actually going down in front of me, and I just watch how this dude was handling it. And I just think he could have did things better, because that's what makes things look bad. Because letting him hang out there like that, and you dragging him, it was not a good look for me. So these are the kind of lessons I be talking about. You guys got to worry about dealing with in the future. And this is what it actually be looking like. So the preservation part is still going to be based on being able to control the black dog in a way that he would be acceptable as a pit bull in the world of today. Can he stay like that and still be bred? I mean, he probably was a good bred dog. I don't know. So I'm just saying, so let's look at it as if he was. Can being like that preserve his lineage, or could it destroy it based on little things like what I've seen? No. That's a hell of a situation and a hell of a question to ask when you're talking about preservation. Because the decisions you make when you decide what you're trying to preserve. You feel me? But I'm going to just get off right there and let Mo get on. I'm like the introduction part of this. As y'all climb on the bus, y'all know, y'all read the disclaimer. I think I left it up there long enough for y'all to see, to get it out of the way, because conversations, it changes from our point as we move forward based on what are we preserving and why, if we're preserving, a pedigree should matter. It should always matter, right? If we're preserving something, I'm just want to hear some input on how y'all feel about that part. Because we're gonna take you back to where, okay, a lot of the dogs from back, just in our time, you're supposed to be able to find as time goes on in them 10, 20, 25, 30 years, you can almost grab a pedigree of now and go back and see exactly where it came from and how they brought it forward to get to where we at right now. What kind of dog is it? Those are the ones we generally dive into, go back and we go, let's go see. Did he hold up to what he was bred like? Well, yeah. Because most of the champions we showed you, you can just look at their pedigree and tell they good bred dog. Got the work to put in, got to put in the work and proved it too. So is that what we're trying to preserve? Hey Mo, this on you, man. Because I'm trying to figure this out myself.
Me too.
Okay, well, it's on you, bro. Oh, big shout out to my man Lucky Orion. I see you, fam. Didn't want to leave without you, fam. I see you. Okay, Mo, it's on you.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I think this is a real touchy subject tonight. Probably gonna need y'all help. But I'm gonna stay back here on the bus and look at it from my point of view back here. Did we really preserve back in our time? Let's take a look at it. Did we really preserve the old family red dogs that was of the past? I don't think we did. Did we preserve what we call the Jeep dogs? I mean, literally, did we preserve the Jeep dogs? Now, do we say it, would you call that preservation of the Jeep dogs when we crossed it with Red Boy? Or did we create another line of dogs? Somebody need to answer that for me. Now, remember I talked a lot about Ozzy and Andre Giroux when they was messing with, the Ralph Greenwood bloodline, okay? And when they started when Andre started falling short, he gets up with Ozzy, and then they start making their connection, okay? It was still Ralph Greenwood dogs, okay? So when them two start putting their dogs together, we're talking about a generational line of dogs that stretches back all the way back to Ralph Greenwood that we literally seen it go through the 90s after falling short in the 70s, in the 80s, and then coming back. But one thing for damn sure, when Ozzy and Andre connected, they was definitely connecting with Ralph Greenwood dogs, pure Ralph Greenwood dogs. Okay. Now, to me, that was preservation between what they were doing, because they were preserving a line of dogs that literally came back from falling off to falling back into place and becoming competitive. Didn't change much. They wasn't doing a lot of inbreeding. They was just, Andre had his line, Ozzy had his line, and between the two, they were able to connect those two lines, maybe where Andre has fell off, and Ozzy, to me, he was the truest of knowing what the hell he was doing. He preserved it to the point where he brought back Andre dogs to where they were literally winning again. Good dogs. Now, can we say that? What other line of dog can we say that about? We can't say it about Jeep because we didn't grab a line of Jeep dogs and then got another line of Jeep dogs that was working and put those dogs together and get preservation, because there's very seldom any true, you know, I wouldn't call them pure lines, but you know how James Crenshaw was working his hand, or I mean, not James Garrett, compared to what he was doing with his dogs, with his Jeep dogs. You know, was there a preservation going on? Now, I've seen a couple of times, and we had, remember in our last show, we had some Jeep being bred to Missy, and Grand Champion Snake being bred to Missy, going back to Jeep. Okay, but are we really preserving the Jeep line of dogs, though? Or are we getting away from it because you can't stay there forever? At some point, you have to make a out. Okay, let's talk about the out. Okay, let's look at Tab. Would we call that preserving of the Jeep line of dogs? Would that be a preservation? You know, can anybody help me out there? Would we call the breeding with Jeep to the red boy dog preservation? Or when we took Yellow John and bred to Miss Jocko, would we literally be calling that preserving the Yellow John dogs, the red boy dogs? When we start adding shit to it, is that preserving a certain line of dogs? Anybody got any help for me? I'm watching the chat. Oatmeal said, Mike, does the man behind the dog matter more than the pedigree? I came in on the tall end. That's a good question.
Well,
okay, Vance says, now Vance made a good point. Vance said, what up? Well, did Rebel Kennels do it with the Jeep Rascal blood? The Eli dogs? Well, that's a good one. Because are we on when Rebel Kennels was crossing those Rascal to Jeep, we were doing more of preserving the Eli dogs, wouldn't you say, Vance? You know, we didn't get back into what produced the Jeep shit. We got back into more what was the Eli dogs. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's a good one. But why couldn't we do it with Jeep? You know what I'm saying? What would we have to do to preserve, what would we call preserving of like a dog like Jeep? Or preserving like a dog like Yellow? Okay, we got Yellow John. Now, Yellow John was a red boy dog. Out of all the red boy dogs we got out there, we had the Matlin dogs, we had the Whitney dogs, we had the Shavis dogs, we had the Tant dogs, we had every opportunity out there. We had the Royals dogs, the Turberton dogs. You know, these are all dogs that we could consider preservation. To who though? Can we continue saying red boy? Can we say that we was preserving Yellow John? What about red boy? Where did the preservation of red boy? We wasn't taking red boy dogs like the Robinsons and the Matlin dogs. You know what I'm talking about? We wasn't. If we was going to try to preserve red boy, don't you think we'd have been doing a lot more breeding with, you know, not so much of the Jocko cross, but taking dogs like like that bottom side of tab and bringing it back into yellow. Yellow John. Where's those dogs at? Or taking the Yellow John stuff and crossing it with the Medlin stuff. You know, that's what I'm talking about. Or taking the yellow stuff and crossing it with the Yellow John stuff and crossing it with the Tubberton stuff or the Whitney stuff. To me, that's where you're preserving a particular line of dogs. When you start adding, you know, a lot of outs, it's almost like what Vance was saying. Oh, yeah, we can talk about Jeep and then the Jeep Rascal cross, but are we preserving Jeep? Are we even preserving Rascal? It just seems like to me we preserving the Eli cross, not the Jeep or the Rascal cross. You know what I'm saying?
My man, Archie Fuller said, big shout out to Archie. I see you, fam. He said, we have pretty much done away with preserving most lines.
Hey, that is a good point. Because how can we to preserve is to keep it fresh, keep it solid. Okay, but let's say if I'm going to preserve, I got yellow, and I was I wanted to preserve the Yellow John cross, because that's my rare boy stuff. Now, you know, anybody would have been dealing with rare boy dogs back then, and you came up with a Yellow John dog. Y'all know we have more than enough yellow, Medlin, Whitney dogs out here to preserve red boy without jumping out here crossing it with a bunch of other shit. Now y'all know that. Because one thing for damn sure we all started catching on to. Red boy could be inbred. Red boy could be line bred, and that's what I call preservation. The way Yellow John was, he was a preservation of the red boy dogs. You know, the way they was crossing the Medlin dogs, you know, very same stuff that made red boy. If they'd have been taking the Medlin stuff and doing a lot more crosses with the red boy stuff, well, let's talk about even the red boy stuff that created Yellow John. That to me would have been preservation of the red boy dogs.
Hey, Mo.
Yeah.
You see, Old Man's, he had a question for you.
Okay. Go ahead and read it off for me.
I got it pinned up. You don't see it?
Here, let me get my glasses. It says, I understand that a line and a strain are different. However, I can speak on a strain. If the traits are being captured, the strain is being preserved. Correct me if I'm wrong. Well,
that trait word.
The word strain.
Yeah.
The strain is the strain itself is the red boy. You know, when you say strain, that's the line itself. That's like Yellow John. Wouldn't you call Yellow John a strain of the red boy dogs? You know what I mean?
The traits and all that. Yeah, traits and all would be involved.
Well, not necessarily when the strain is a strain.
They all seem to look alike, Mo.
Right. The trait's going to show up, that's for sure.
Yeah, right.
When you got the strain right, the traits shouldn't change.
Right. That's what I'm talking about.
Only certain traits, because all dogs aren't born with the same trait.
Right.
So if you're trying to preserve the strain, you know, you're going to get the traits bad and good. But if you're trying to preserve the strain that has a particular production trait to it, you know, that's a whole different scenario. You know what I'm saying? It's like That's two different. That's like, you know, you got a strain and you got the red boy traits. But let's talk about the producing traits of red boy that created Yellow John. That created the Deacon dogs, you know.
That's the trait.
Right. That's a strain with the trait, you know what I mean? A production. You know what I'm saying? Let's look at it a little closer. Let's go take a peek at Yellow John, and let's go take a look at the Deacon dog. Okay.
Hey, oh man, I'm taking and thinking that you're right though. I mean, from my understanding, Mo might say it different, but I'm just taking it from how you just put that, Mo. You're gonna always have to deal with the strain, which the strain is that of the original. What's going to bring that trait? We know all red boy dogs didn't have that producing trait, but they were known for it. Right?
Right.
That's why they was a great cross, because they were known to have that certain trait about him, which I kind of believe what his statement is somewhat true.
But I mean, still, if you got a producing trait in a strain line of dogs, right?
Yeah.
There's no guarantee that trait is passed down to every breeding or every litter that you create. You might have the strain, but there's no guarantees to the traits, you know, being initiated and given out to every single puppy in that line.
What you're saying, it's not guaranteed.
Right. It's no.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So if you went on that basis only, based on what trait are you talking about? And I'm talking about the producing trait, not the color trait, not the gold eyes trait. I'm talking about the production trait. What made those dogs, the dogs, you know, with the legacy like Yellow John and Deacon and them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. The ability to produce.
Right.
That trait. It's not guaranteed.
Right. That trait. That's right. Okay, I'm gonna pull up Shavis' Yellow John. Hold on, guys, here. Okay.
I want to give a big shout out to my man, Mr. Cecil Jackson. What up, fam? I see you. 1978, Lloyd. What up, fam?
Okay, fellas, tell me if y'all see it.
Yeah, we see it.
Now, look, now y'all gotta admit, that's a lot of down red boy right there. Now, you tell me if we're not preserving red boy in this breeding right here. It's a whole lot of red boy. And to be able to do that and produce Yellow Champion, Yellow John, Register of Merit, that's what I call preservation of a line of dog. I'm trying to preserve Red Boy. He's a fine example. Yellow John is a prime example of a preservation of a Red Boy dog, line of dogs. You know, some people would say, well, would you say that we was preserving more of the Teal's Jeff than Red Boy? Well, I think when they was doing the Red Boy, the Teal's Jeff, they was preserving Teal's Jeff. To me, pertaining to Red Boy. Because Red Boy himself was not only a match dog, he was a producing dog. So when you look at Teal Jeff coming down off of Teal Sarge, and then you got Kobe's Dime, which you know Kobe's Dime is a good conversation in itself. Why? Because you can follow him back to G. When it comes to Finley's bow. But when you look at it, when you look at this pedigree, tell me if that's not a preservation. To me, that's what I call preserving a line of dogs. Whether you can go back and start with Kobe, the Kobe dog, can we say that was preserved? Hell yeah. Can we say Teal Sarge was preserved? Hell yeah. Can we say Teal Jeff was preserved? Yeah. Can we say the Red Boy was preserved? Yes. See, to me, that's what I call preservation of a line. And I say years of it. You know what I mean? Now we go look at Yellow John's offspring. Can we get the same thing out of that? I don't know. Let me see.
Big shout out to my man, the Hardware. I like that, the Hardware Kennels in the house. What up, fam? I see it. He said, Katie Marlowe, Bengal crosses of the Red Boy was a great preservation of the Red Boy dogs.
Yeah. Okay, we go look at Katie. Let's give me one. Let me see. Let me go to the Deacon stuff.
My man Unicani said, twin, do you think Pure Deacon and Pure Yellow John drew similar dogs? We finna go see anyway, though.
We gotta go see.
Yeah.
We definitely get ready to go see.
Let's see. My man Viking said, with it inbreeding in the right line with traits or family of blood, would that preserve it to get like Mayfield's Daibo?
Okay, here we're speaking on where we just came from, like where we was at with Yellow John. Okay. Let me see if I can get me another thing up here. I want to get Yellow John back up here with Deacon. Okay, hold on, guys. Now I got both of them up here. Now, I think I don't know who was that said that about Katie Marlowe and what she did with Deacon, with the Red Boy stuff.
Oh, the Hardway Kennels.
Hardway Kennels. This is a perfect example. What you just brought up is where this is a perfect example of what I call true preservation. You hit it dead on the head. Because where we started off with Yellow John, right? What we did with Yellow John was still preserving the Red Boy dog. We could have said the Teal Jeff stuff. We could have said went all the way back to Kobe's down talking about preservation. okay, that led us up to Yellow John. But this one right here shows us that we still preserving Red Boy. See, this is what I call preservation of a line of dogs. If you're not doing this right here, this is what I call preservation. He's right. That's what I call preservation.
That's that deacon stuff right there.
Yeah. I mean, he wasn't a great match dog, but one thing for damn sure that what he was a producer. He had that production. One thing like it showed, it proves his point. Because he is no different than Yellow John. He goes a little further than Yellow John. Katie Marlowe was able to preserve the line of dogs that produced Yellow John. That strain of dogs with that production. Now we got two nice bred Red Boy dogs being registered mares. One being a match dog. To me, that's what you call preservation, right there. That breeding right there is, I mean, between him and Yellow, you can't get it no sweeter than that. That's stage one. And what Katie Marlowe did was stage two. She stretched it out even further than Yellow John. You gotta remember, Katie was smart. That Bass's cat that produced Yellow, still preservation. I mean, she did just great breeding. And she went at it with two different ways. Because if you look at Cleo and Cat, they should be litter mates. Okay, yep, here you go. Red Boy bred to Cleo, produced Cat. Red Boy to Cleo produced Brandy Girl. Y'all see that? So Brandy Girl and Cat were litter mates.
Big shout out to my man Fuzzy, OT Dubry. I see you. The mad doctors in the house. Appreciate y'all, fam. I see you.
Now come on, y'all. We ain't doing that no more. You know, we can't say that you know, that was being able to continue throughout the history.
That takes us back to that one question about does breeding really matter about the dog, the man or the dog, which is still, the breeding has a whole lot to do with it. The man, simply because you always say it. You got to find yourself in a position to ask yourself, why did he take that dog and breed to that dog?
That dog. That's right. The breeder. The mindset of the breeder. Look, I mean, this is a prime example of Katie Marlowe, the breeder. Katie Marlowe, the breeder. Started off here, stretched out here. You see Katie Marlowe all over this damn pedigree. Mindset of a breeder. Now, if you want to talk about how you preserve a line of dogs, check with Katie Marlowe. Because one thing she definitely kept straight. She produced the yellow stuff, the Deacon stuff, all producing. Not only were they were producing what? ROM status. What does that mean? They were producing game bulldogs, game working dogs, winning dogs. That's what I'm talking about. Being able to create a line and preserve it and have the traits. See, can't say the traits ain't there. Not only do we got the strain, we got the traits. That's what I'm talking about. How can we say that it's still being done like that today when I don't believe it? You know, especially when you're able to take what she did with her strain and traits and step out there and come up with dogs like Tab. Okay, come on. Look at all the Red Boy dogs that came out of that. The Cunningham stuff, the Scratch Liner stuff. You know what I mean? There's so many other, the Jocko Cross. You know? Look at all the dogs that were able to come up with when we got the Yellow Cross. Taking that Red Boy and cross it in so many damn different ways. But are we preserving the Red Boy line, the strain itself that has that register of merit trait? Can you say that we still have it even in our time? Were we able to hold on to it and keep it together in our time? Were we able to take those register of merit, that means those champions, and preserve Katie Marlowe's work coming off of Deacon? Was we able to preserve, not bringing in the Jocko Cross, not bringing in Jocko? You know what I'm saying? Because if we bring in Jocko, that's like saying the way they brought in Jeep, even though Jeep is still a Kobe dog. Yeah, he's part of that. He could be part of that preservation. But when we got Eli in there, like we got Jocko in motherfucking yellow. So already we didn't alter to present the actual preservation of the Red Boy strand. You see what I'm saying? We added to it. We didn't preserve it. We added to it. This dog right here is pure preservation. Who? We can point that out. We can point out Red Boy. The same thing when she did it with Yellow John. See, that's preserving a strain, a line of dogs. That's preserving a strain and a line of dogs with a genetic trait. What good is it if you're just trying to preserve the strain? That's what happened to the old family red dogs. You know, y'all so busy trying to preserve the strain that y'all forgot about the damn traits. They stuck on the nails and the eyes and the color and forgot about what really made them dogs stand out was their ability to win. Yeah, you may have preserved the strain, but you didn't preserve the wins. This is a good preservation right here. I wish we had the old pads up. We could go down in them pedigrees. I'm going to see if I can pull up the other pads online and see if we can pull that one up. I got so much to look through here and find that mud. I forgot what it was called. What's up, fellas? I see y'all. Let's say, Windy City told me to always keep some pure Deacon stuff on the yard before he died.
That good Red Boy shit. You know, you can cross it whenever you get ready, but keep it tight.
Yeah.
Keep that Deacon shit right. Don't let nothing be. That's the brood shit. That's the shit you stick to. That's it. When all else fail, you can always go back to that real shit. When you got it on your yard, you can always go back to the base.
Oh, Fuzzy said that was a deep comment about the old family red. Well, I mean, for real, that was the truth, though. That was the factor that, you know, so many guys are getting away from throughout the time. You know, when you start adding, you're changing. Now, when we talk about yellow, we're talking about yellow. Yeah, did he come with the red boy strain? Hell yeah, he came with the red boy strain. He was a producer. Did he come with the trait? Yeah, he came with the trait because he was a match dog. Not only did he become a match dog, he became a producing match dog. So did he have red boy traits? Yes, he had very heavy red boy traits with the red boy strain. So yes, he had that perfect storm. Even though they added Jocko to it, okay, the strain was already there. Jocko couldn't do nothing but make it better. Everybody's always screaming the Jocko shit. But Yellow John didn't need much help. When he got the strain, he has the trait, the production trait, the winning trait. Yellow John crossing it with the Jocko, hey, that's just like taking Jeep and crossing it with the red boy. You know what I'm saying? When you go to breaking down Jeep, we're going to start taking a look at Jeep. We're going to be getting down to the same shit. Finley's bow. We're going to go all the way back to Kobe. When we go back to Kobe, guess what? We're going to be looking at that Eli shit. We're going to be looking at that Eli shit saying, okay, so where did the genetic trait come from here? We got two strains in them. We got the Eli strain coming off of Bully's son. Okay, and then we got the Kobe strain coming off Finley's bow. Two damn good strains of dogs. Two good strains of dogs that produce traits. Because Finley's bow, whether you want to say he won or not, he was still a match dog. Finley's bow was still a producer. Bully's son, same thing. Bully's son comes from a line of a strain of dog. Not only did he have the strain, he had a production trait. Okay?
And he was a match dog.
And he was still a match dog. Now you put them two together, and that's probably why Jeep is still the most biggest producing dog of all times. Because they took two good strains, two strong strains with two good producing traits and crossed them together. Okay? That says a lot. Definitely says a lot. Okay. Vance, what you saying, man? Let me see. What up? Did Yellow John produce a champion back to a red boy line? Here, let's go check. Here, I gotta pull up, man. I gotta find me a good old pedigree to check that out. Van said, what other line could we have ever done? Well, let's go take a peek and see. We gotta go find a place where we can find the blood, where we can find the offsprings off of this shit. Trying to find that other pedigree online thing, guys. Hold on. I think that's what it's called.
Well, a big shout out to my man Archie Fuller. He said, Union, I think each one of them threw a lot different. I played with the Deacon, Marlowe, Hunter Red, Medlin, Robinson Blood. Hey, I'm eager to know, Archie. If you was playing with it, just tell me a little bit. You don't have to be much. I just want to know how you felt about it, because you definitely played with it. I like to know how you felt about it.
Hey, Mike, I'm gonna try to pull up the other one. Okay, hold on. Let me see.
Okay, I'm gonna come back to that's why you playing around. I got it. I got you. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you.
Big shout out to my man, Mr. Vernon Starr in the house. I see you, fam. Big shout out to my man, Guy Ghostin. What up, fam? Big shout out to my man, Oh man. What up, fam? I see you. My man Archie said Deacon threw different hounds than Hunter Red. As an example, when I played with Indy Blood, that's Double Peaches, he also do differently with the little Jeep blood he had in him. Well, it seemed like he was pretty impressed. I mean, I guess it's hard to do when it comes down to when you're the one doing it, because you know you find good in everything that you're doing, and it's hard as hell to try to keep from mixing this shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, especially when it's all good, you be like, "Shit, I'm taking that bitch right there to his ass." Damn well. All right, now you getting away from what you was doing, Mo. No, man, I'm finna do this.
I was never trying to preserve shit, though.
Yeah. Again, I know you was gonna say it, but because you know that's what you was really trying to preserve. You preserved though, because there was some moves that you did strictly for preservation.
The show wasn't the blood, though. I was trying to preserve the quality of the traits.
Yeah.
The traits was the key piece. The trait.
Big shout out to my man, Small Time Kennel. What up, fam? Yeah, I seen you.
That was a good one though. When he said the Yellow John produced anything outside of the Red Bull, outside of the Jackal Cross. I have not seen it yet. I mean, there were so many other dogs. I know Gainey was his brother and shit. You know, Yellow's brother, Sassy, but they were Jackal Crosses. Let me see. I know Havana Boys. Let me see what they had a champion.
My man Van said, but what are we trying to preserve? Gameness or get match dogs?
I'm with the match dog thing.
Game, man, look, I ain't about that game. No, I love a game dog, man, when it's necessary. But I swear to God, I don't know why we were never playing with game dogs like that. I think the gamers dog we had was pretty mama as far as you want to see some game shit. But then that was just her style, kind of. You know what I'm saying? To me, she won Best in Show over Brett 2 times, and Brett was a killer. I never understood what was so impressive about this bitch. Could have been did this, y'all. She just, that's that red boy in it.
Right.
You know, because we knew that about her, but everybody else was like, you know, like she was, oh, that bitch is game as fuck. What?
You got to see this killing bitch over here destroy these motherfuckers.
Right. Y'all all on that.
This killing bitch. Fuck that game shit. You talking.
And then to me, mama, I ain't never known a dog to put her games to the test, though.
Never. She did
Never
that because
seen-
that's what she liked to do.
That's right. She liked to do it that way because I ain't never seen nothing put her game to the test. And for her to win 2 gamers and shows, I could not understand. Well, what was they looking at?
Right.
Because at no time that I have ever seen her have to be put to the test where we like, oh, here she go now. We can see how game she is. I never seen that in none of hers. Big shout out to my man Melee. Coming the dough, letting them know. To the twins, make sure to scratch into that like button and shake that mama. Tell them, homie. Big shout out to my man. Talk of the City Kennels in the house. What up, fam? I seen you, Fuzzy. Oh. I know. Wait a minute. Hold on. Is that Hemi? Hemi James. Oh. Hold on, man. You keep doing what you're doing right quick, Mo. Right?
I got you. Go ahead.
Okay. Now, fellas, I got to take a small, quick intermission right quick. Let me change this topic right quick. Hemi, well, I got you in here. I want you to be able to type in how you really feel if I'm a pussy or not. 'Cause I was waiting for this moment that you would actually come by and think we were going to be cool. And we're going to be cool. But, you know, we be bulldogging over here. And, you know, when I start this, I say your name. So I want everybody to clearly understand I know who I'm talking to. I ain't going to talk about you. I'm just saying, if you're man enough to go in somebody else's room and type it, just show me that you're man enough to sit in here and type that how you really feel.
Because they call us a pussy and we ain't never called you shit.
Just show me that you're willing to type it in here. Okay? And I'm giving you a chance to save face because I'm going to deal with you appropriately. But just be at least man enough that if you can do it in somebody else's room and you show up over here, I'm giving you the opportunity to type it here because I'm going to deal with you. But this is how I deal with you. I can respect you more if you're man enough to do it because I'm going to treat you the way I'm going to treat you regardless. But at least show me that you're man enough to do it in here. Right. You ain't got but a short time to get that typing and going because I ain't going to stretch out the rest of the night waiting.
Yeah, never disrespected you or called you out your name since you've been in this on our channel.
I still ain't gonna do it, but I'm gonna show you how I would show you how I deal with any and everybody my entire life. If you really feel that strong about it, first of all, you gotta stand up and be a man. Because I ain't gonna never talk shit about a motherfucker behind his back and not be able to say it to his face. Never been that guy. Never will be that guy. And I will address anybody who feel like they can do it and then show up. Because I'm gonna deal with you right now. And I don't see you typing it. So.
Well, I'm looking at it. I guess that's the pussy right there.
That's right.
That's what pussies do. What you
That's
doing
what
right
pussies
there.
do. What you doing right now. That's what a real pussy look like. Don't play Jimmy the Cricket on me. No, don't do that. Because for this little moment, you get a chance to show me what a pussy really look like. So, okay, Mo, you can pick it up from there. Let me give me a chance to deal with this right quick. It's on you.
Oh, okay. Well, you got your freedom of speech. No, you know, you just sounded, you trying to give an excuse for a new word than what the word that you acted.
No. I need you to go ahead and type what you said
Hide what you saying. Don't be no little pussy about it.
Right, go ahead. I mean, this is freedom. This is where you exercise that freedom of speech. I'm giving you a chance to go ahead and exercise that freedom of speech. That ain't what you said. I want to see what you wrote.
Call me that motherfucker.
Call me in my house with your freedom of speech. I'm going to address you. I'm going to address this properly. But I'm just trying to see who really the pussy is. That little lame ass excuse is not what you wrote. No, we're gonna deal with what you said. Okay. Now don't back off. Just go ahead and at least be man enough to do it. Because regardless, I ain't never disrespected you, but I'm gonna show you how I deal with people like you. But now I'm just giving you a chance because I want everybody to know what a pussy really look like. Go ahead, man.
I'm dealing with, man. Y'all go ahead. I'm on something else. Go.
Okay.
I'm like pit dog. I'm all up in here. I want to see this pussy shit. Y'all got my attention now because, like I said, I never disrespected the man. I never said that he don't like what's going on because you always want to be like a hero, or you don't like to be what? Like what? You ain't never done shit in this game to feel like you better than me about anything. So your conversation is weak when you got to go in somebody else's room and call me a pussy.
Then show up in here?
And then you want to show your ass up in here and you got something like you trying to explain shit. No, you should be typing that, calling me a pussy in here so I can show you how I can act on a motherfucker to call me a pussy. So I can show your ass and you can take that back to the show and show everybody how I cussed your punk ass out. Because I would treat you just like I would treat you if I was standing in your face and you called me a pussy. Backing up in the corner. He ain't even backing up in the corner. He trying to crawl out the box. He got all this, like all of a sudden now you a smart guy. And all of a sudden you want to talk like you got some intelligence.
Exercise your freedom of speech. Because you do it everywhere else, but you ain't gonna do it here. That's the pussy. That is the pussy.
That's the pussy.
And then that is how you want to play this. Okay, I got something for you.
Kick his ass out and never send him out of here.
I got him.
You don't want to come up in here and be a man and get your old pussy ass out of here. You the pussy. And everybody's seen it. 88 people in the room, they saw your pussy ass act like a pussy boy.
He's out of here. Okay, I just wanted to get that off my chest. I don't think it's fair to be walking around saying things about people in other people's rooms and then come back and show up like it's nothing happening. Man, we bulldogging over here. For real. Ain't nothing fake over here. I ain't calling him out his name. I ain't calling him doing none of that. We ain't going to go through all of that. All you got to do is just man up, stand on what you stand on. I totally agree with all of that kind of shit, but be respectful of how you do it. I don't need to talk about you as a person. I don't know you as a person. I don't need to talk about your families or nothing else. When we bulldogging, that's what we're going to be talking about, these damn dogs. Now, pussy shit is an infringement on somebody that you don't know. So I don't think them kind of people need to be hanging around in this Shark Tank simply because that's fake ass shit. And I don't do fakeness. I'm going to respect you better whether you like me or not. But I'm going to also get my respect when my respect is due, especially in my house.
Believe that.
So,
yes, sir. Hey, can we get some, let's get some hands up. How you do when y'all clap hands?
With a high five.
Hold on, high five up in the room.
Look. Here's the thing. I wasn't trying to, and fellas, this is not an embarrassing moment. There's times that you cannot let YouTube or these podcasts, be a part of what fakeness looks like. It's a whole lot of that. People be over there talking about other people, then they show up in other people's shit. and act like nothing happened and shit. But the true feeling is, you know, these are the type of people you try to have hanging around. But see, as you notice, everybody in this Shark Tank carries some hardware. The reason that hardware is because we're gonna have a respect for each other, which means we can't nobody really kick nobody out of here, you know. But we're gonna have our disagreements, you know what I mean? But we're gonna have it in a respectable way. We always try to keep it respectful, at least when you're bulldogging. So that's why you don't see us really try to get into that back and forth. So if you're gonna be real, don't let this shit right here change who you are. Because I'm not gonna change who I am. Mo ain't gonna change who he is based on this podcast. And we don't ask any of y'all to change who you are. If you are who you are, then over here you can be who you want to be. I'm not here to disrespect anybody that's out there. You're open for any comments and feel you ain't never got to agree with nothing we say. We could actually be in here and disagree totally on everything that we talk about. But guess what? It's always going to be respectful. So I don't think people like that should be in the presence of people who really try to be real. Like I said, I probably would have handled it a little different if he had went on and typed it. At least you're man enough to sit there and do it. But I'm going to be man enough to show you how I'm going to deal with you. I mean, at least he should have typed something out to save face. But being that he didn't, he left me no choice but to kick his ass out. So, and y'all know I don't get into that kicking people out. But I don't do disrespect either. So take that as a word of note, because I wouldn't let nobody do it to you on my show. If somebody disrespected somebody on this show, in this room, I would have a problem. But we don't have that over here. So I'm not going to entertain it either. Keep it real. You there, Mo? Hey.
Yeah.
Live your life, dogs. I see you, fam. My man, big shout out to my man, Cool Beans. He was like, best believe he gonna be crying and calling more names. But look, one thing I'm thinking for sure, fellas, even if that may be true, this is a video, right? The only way this video can disappear is I make it disappear. You know, unless YouTube want to say something that, you know, he might cry to them. But in any case, I was just addressing, you know, when you call people names, you know, be man enough to deal with the shit. You know, that's all how I look at it. You can, all that name calling don't mean nothing. But I know if Henry James was ever in my face, all that name calling, it wouldn't happen. And he can go any other place and he can call all them names. But you know what? The reality of it is, where it should have mattered, you should have said it when you was in here. Because I know what you would do if you was in my face. I wouldn't have to worry about hearing it. And that's for sure. So I don't have to worry about disrespecting nobody and then worrying about what I'm going to say to your face. I would really prefer to say it to your face than to sit here and go over in somebody else's room and then talk about you. That's I mean, maybe I'm too old from the old school. Maybe that's the way they doing the new shit. But that don't work. My man Van said, that nigga said freedom of speech. Facts. But they have consequences. True is. Yes, they do. Man, look, man. That's why I be like, man, if I'm going to call you out your name, man, please. I'm not going to call you out your name to everybody else, and then when I see it and I say it, I'm hoping if I was that kind of person that I was saying it to bring you out. Yeah, you heard me talking shit about you. Yeah, I'd say it to your face and just slap the dog shit out you and show that you a bitch. Yeah, man, look, yeah, I can be that kind of ruthless person. When you really got to do something to me for me to have to do that kind of shit to get you out. Because now you're out here You know, now you're out here, you know. See.
And I like the Hemi James. I mean, he's been around from day one.
But he got over there with his white buddies, and you already know what happened. He thought it was cool. Because that's the boat they be on. So yeah, they can have it. Respect goes a long way. Opinions are one thing, but insults is another. Yes, sir. I feel you on that one. But why follow what you think is a pussy? That alone lets you know he's a sick in the head. You know, some people just, maybe they just like that though. I mean, one thing I got out of Hemi James after knowing him all these years and he been around, that when it all boiled down to it, I know who Hemi James really is as a person. And that's sad because I kind of respected the man till the man gave me a reason to not respect him. You know what I'm saying? Because he was a part of us getting them books from Fat Bill and everybody was cool kind of then, you know what I'm saying? But in all reality, you know, I just don't want my audience to be that kind of person. Especially when we bulldogging, because this game, at least over here, is nothing fake about what we talk about. There's nothing, no stories that we got to make up. We remember this is our life experience. This is, you know, Mo's knowledge on things that go way beyond a lot of other dog men. And then you have a lot of the great dog men in here who can relate to a lot of the things he said. You know, when you got them kind of people bulldogging and hanging out, there's a whole lot of movement going on, a whole lot of thinking, a whole lot of appreciation and sharing of information and some of your own experiences. That's what goes on, you know, and it's good to know that you in a room, a group of people who are really who they are, and trying to be something that they're not.
So true.
Because trust and believe, fellas, if you've been in the game as long as a lot of us have, we know fake when we see it. And out of respect, we don't have to say nothing. You're going to do that for yourself. So it's got to be something about what they do or how they do it to make you always sit back and say, well, I know he ain't never done shit. You know, there's always going to be that something, you know what I mean? Because there's just some things that real, and when I say real dog, man, I mean real serious people about this game, there's just certain things that they don't do. We already know one thing we need is an extra hard head to bring trouble, you know, so that's just one of the things that everybody try to avoid, that kind of shit. Stay away from it, get it out your life. If you feel like that's in your life, you need to move on with it because you don't need nobody else's drama. And that's how I just going to deal with it. He got rabies twins and acting rabbit. Carlos, big shout out my man Carlos Lee. Yeah. But I'm not going to be trying to put the man down. I'm just trying to put the facts out there. This is what happened. This is why he got the opportunity. And because he didn't take advantage of the opportunity, he got dismissed. I didn't ask, you know, for an apology. It wasn't about an apology. It was about trying to be real. And all I ask you guys to do, stay who you are. It's okay. Everything over here is supposed to be okay. You can be who you want when you're in here. Just don't be fake. That's all. Big shout out to my man Hollywood. Dang, Hollywood. I cannot believe I I thought you had your hardware, fam, and you ain't lit up. I don't know why I can't see you in my YouTube though. That's strange, Hollywood. I would give you your hardware, fam, but for some odd reason, you do not show up on my YouTube. So, You there, Mo?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how that one works, but
Well, you know, if he's a good guy.
yeah.
You know, if he undercover troll under somebody else's name, under another name, you know, it'll show up. Because his behavior.
Yeah. Because he sure don't show up.
Might be ghosted.
That's what they call it. I don't know too much about that shit.
Well, beyond further doubt, he's in the room, so let's enjoy it, baby, while you're here.
Yeah. My man, Virginia County, he said a lot of people on here have had dogs for years and been around tons of dog men. I appreciate all the good stories. I stay open-minded and try to learn about other bloodlines that I was not around. Yeah, but you've been around a long time, Union County. So I feel you when you say you've heard a lot of stories. You've been around, you see a lot of things. You probably know a lot of things. You probably experience a lot of things that we talk about in your own, you know, but you always have a platform to share that information. You always do. So that's what you're supposed to do, man. Sit back, take what you can out of it, and you've had good conversation. So, excuse me, of course you're going to learn a lot. Just like hey, you never stop learning. That's one thing I've learned, you know, over the many, many years. And all these years later, I still get you. There's always still something. I'd be like, damn, you know what? I didn't even know that. So I feel you. Internet dog man. Cool beans. No, he was mad as hell. Ped shut down. My last comment on that cur. Ugh, vicious. Hey, but then you know when you see them, hey, when they stand in the corner, y'all know what's that. You know what it is. When you stand in that corner, that's the worst thing you can do is stand there. Who the breeder? Big shout. Hey, big shout out to my man Showtime's Kennels in the house, Houston, Texas, in the building. I see you, fam.
Excuse me. I like that, Vance. I like the way you put great dog, man. You included, baby.
Hey, look, when you got super kennels making these kind of statements, the best to ever do it, shit, you know what, man? We need to shut this bitch down and get the drinks out. Shit. Shut this bitch right down and get the drinks out and let's puff one, take one straight to the head. Memorial Day weekend, too. Shit. Big shout out to Big C. I see you down there, fam.
Yo, while this was going on, I'm telling you, I still ain't found one. I ain't found one.
Mo, you just stop. Don't you just let it go, man? Because you know it wasn't one. Because if it was one, you wouldn't be going through all this because you would really pick that one right off your head.
Right. Well, I'm still, the one that I did get, you know, I said I was going to get is still there. You know, I mean, I'm still stuck on the red boy. I'm still stuck on that red boy, bro.
But yellow ain't never do nothing with it without some
I mean,
help.
yellow John. I mean, my argument was this: you got Deacon, you got you know, Deacon. If that's not a preservation, what you know, that's what I call true preservation. Now, to be able to maintain that structure, We all as breeders know that we have to go out at some point. It's never a lasting walk, but do you take away the preservation when you go out? It would be my question to y'all. Then we can bring back Yellow John back into the equation. You know what I'm saying? And then say we can go on with yellow. And then we can show you how that type of preservation moves to another level. Now, I can turn around and do the same thing with Jeep and then go back and take Jeep and see him cross into the red boy and then grab Tab and treat Jeep like he was Jocko in the red boy line and the Kobe dog.
See, there we go, right there. See, now, already we talk about preservation because look, Jeep Red Boy Rascal, if I had it, I'd be trying to preserve it as much. I mean,
how do you preserve it? You got to take a particular dog of the Jeep Red Boy line and preserve it. Only way you're going to preserve it, you have to line breed it and inbreed it. That's how you preserve it. You don't mix a bunch of other shit with it and call it preservation. You're supposed to preserve it to the point where you can step out and bring other things to the table. Like I spoke on when I said yellow. Yellow is a preservation coming down off of Yellow John. Jocko is an additive to a preserved line of red boy dogs. That's what you call yellow.
I did like your move with the Deacon, though. Whoever brought the Deacon dog up, that was perfect. That was a perfect example of preservation, you know, which helps us get that point across in the show because that was one hell of a pedigree.
Yeah.
I didn't know Katie was running. That's generations of shit right there, Omo. Look at that.
No shit.
That's generations of shit.
Well, I mean, you gotta look at Norman when he did it with Whistler on Pretty Mama.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because Mama had that out in there because didn't she have some Zebo in her somewhere back there?
Well, I mean, she was. Hold on, let me see if I can get it up. She was 3 times Whistler Jr., man. You know what I'm saying? 3 times Whistler Jr.
My man Van said, but you can run an Eli dog without an outcross and going to come up with the match dogs without sooner or later. Yeah, well, Eli, to me, Eli is one of the most, one of the longest living bloodlines that just went on and on and on and on and on and on and on. They always left something. They always left something in history to deal with. Okay, I gotta see. Okay, go ahead, Mo.
That's Mama right there.
Hey, go down to the thing and say how much red boy she is.
You know what? You know what I'm noticing in this thing here, y'all? Where are the damn
the analytics?
The analytics to this shit. You know, where is all our shit at?
Was you logged in?
Yeah, let me go to the dashboard. Yeah, I'm logged in. Remember, we had the medicine and the breeding program shit. All that shit was on there. The analytics and shit. Let me go over here and see why we ain't getting all of that back up in here anymore. Because they done definitely changed some shit. Let me see. Maybe I'm in the wrong place. I'll see Pretty Mama in here. I'll see Mechanic. Cause I'm ready to touch on any one of these and see, okay, where is the analytics to this shit at? And let me go to Pharaoh now. I should be able to pick up in Pharaoh. Okay, there's our analytics right there. Yeah, now that's saying that's look, they got heavy Storm and Norman Wilson Jr. 87.5%. Hannah at 50%. They got Red Boy at 46%. You see that, Mike?
Yeah. I see that Marlowe's mouthy in there with their 21 something. That's still a lot for some of the shit that I've seen. So that had to be the hell of a out. That's bottom shit down there. The 21s. That's
still heavy, yeah, because all this stuff right here goes back to the Kobe dogs. Yeah, this turkey dog right here.
mm-hmm.
Kobe stop.
And they considered that out.
I mean, the Melon dogs, these Melon dogs, they were still, Cal Browning. See, them are old family reds right there. But then you got Diabo in there. Crossed with an old family red dog. But the preservation of it, they added little things to it to carry it. The heavy Jeff. The thing about it is the out that was down here, here's the out was this shit. Damn dog had everybody in it. Plumber's alligator. You know what I'm saying? Zebo.
Yeah, that's a Zebo was at. I know that she had some extra shit in her.
Yeah, that's what made her a bad bitch, because she was heavy Zebo. I mean, you got alligator crosses in there. I mean, she had a lot of shit in her.
Yeah, because
Stevie Fields' buddy.
She was a red boy, but she wasn't like a red boy dog. That bitch was something else.
Art, Candy, Kingfish. I mean, she had them all in her.
Different kind of bulldog right there, y'all. Come in and try to kill her, she get rid of you real quick.
Yeah.
That was the craziest thing about her. You got the hardest thing I seen come out of her, goddamn it, got murked.
Yeah, hardest thing that came out, it got murked.
And got murked.
Didn't go 30 minutes.
Sure did. Strange dog.
Yes, she was. But see, when we get there and we pick these up, I don't know how I be getting there, man, and to where we get this shit. You know what I mean?
But so I know Norm wasn't trying to preserve shit.
Well, he had to be. I mean, he took a dog. Look, the funny thing about it, he took a dog and matched his dog 6 times in his career. Dog never quit. He won 3 and he picked him up 3 times. But he never gave up on him. You know? See, this breeding to Beetlejuice. Remember, we didn't get a bunch of puppies out there. We got that one dog. This one dog right here.
Powder.
That's it.
Powder. Yeah. Powder.
And she was cold.
Mm-hmm.
And she was just that too. A powder looking dog. Didn't look like she had no red in her. Nowhere.
That's why you call her Powder.
Yep.
From the movie Powder, right?
Yep.
Crazy eyes and everything. Bitch was producer though.
She sure was. She didn't have a one down litter.
Yep.
And she had one cold dog in that one litter. What was his name? Paul Wall, something like that. I know it was something. The litter made brothers. Remember, all the rest of them was hot as hell, even the only female in the litter. But yeah, you see, and how do you preserve shit? How do you preserve that? You know what I'm saying? Can you preserve a certain combination of line of dogs? You know what I mean? Like they did well, I can say Stone City did it with the buck stuff and the yellow stuff. You know, that's a line of dogs you're trying to preserve. You know, could that be the same thing as preservation? Man, what you think, man? Say we take like yellow. We taking yellow and we breeding into these different lines, other lines, and like the Jocko cross. Would you consider that still a preservation of Yellow John? I mean, based on, you know, his production and his level of production, would you consider that, or like Grand Champion Buck, or dogs like you know, Tab? Would you still say that, you know, is that preservation of a particular line of dogs? Can we say that we're trying to preserve a particular makeup of dogs by doing that, like Andre Giroux and Ozzie Stevens was doing a particular trait that consisted of those particular lines of dogs? Would that be considered a preservation of something that was working, and we're trying to preserve that? As long as it's working, regardless of how the cross, we can have a whole lot of Jeep Rare Boy dogs that came out that were great producers. When I say great producers, they create match dogs. And what did they have all in common? They were all, you know, Jeep Rascal dogs. Would you consider that a preservation?
I would. It's just that's what you preserve it, the Jeep Rare Boy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's what I would think.
Well, it's not
I think it's the same thing.
It's a little bit different than trying to preserve. It's a lot different than trying to preserve Jeep, Mo, to me.
Right.
If you preserving Jeep, you're doing it the way Katie Marlowe was over there doing with that Rare Boy shit.
Right. Hold on.
My man Balls Deep say, twins, when you stand on the truth, you learn real fast. Facts don't give a shit about your feelings. LOL. I think Burns had really game Rare Boy dogs that was not contaminated with other lines.
Okay,
We
well
talking about Kenny
let me go
Gaines.
hunt down.
I mean, no, that's Burns. Okay.
Let me go hunt down. Let me see if I can go hunt him down. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna see if I can go get Stumpy.
Get you back up here.
Not yet.
No, you're gonna have to do your share again because I don't see it down there. But
okay, yeah, I took it off.
Okay. Big shout out to the dog man. What's happening, fam? I see you. That's right. We got a 3-day weekend this weekend, baby. I'm looking forward to it. Don't know what the hell I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna enjoy this shit. Union County said my favorite Eli is the pure Kimmer dogs. Hey, out of curiosity, Union County, them Kimmer dogs, is they live down in that southern part, Louisiana area?
Yeah. Yeah.
Them the Kimmers you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because, man, let me tell you, when you go around, mess around that area down there, man, it was like, them sundown, they call them sundown cities or shit. They just, at certain times, you ain't supposed to be down there. You know what I mean? That's how that place was. You go down in that area right there, boy, you better be taking the goddamn bulldog. Back in them days, that was you going down there to put your shit against some of the best shit they got to offer. And trust me, it was a whole lot of that shit down there. A lot of guys went down there playing around. So that was the story they came back with. They got some bulldogs down there. They ain't playing now. Better go down there. You better take one with you. Or you're gonna be feeding them alligators with that shit.
Yeah, that's true. I'm trying to find the right one. I'm trying to bring up Barn Stumpy here.
See, that preservation could be a very hard thing if you don't really understand what you're preserving and how you preserve it, fellas. We throw the word around like, it's easily said than it is actually being done. And kind of trying to reel you in to see just how difficult even having a conversation about it can be. Because you have to really understand when we discuss preserving, you got to be able to say, okay, well, I'm preserving, and then the task is being able to actually do it over a certain amount of time. Because I think anytime you're preserving something, you don't know if it's going to be worth anything until years later. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's how we do cannery. You do your shit, you put it in your little balls jar, and you sit there and let it do what it do. And over a period of time, you're supposed to get out and taste it. Did it work? Yeah. Oh, it's good as hell. When then you come out, sometimes you get that bad batch. That batch was terrible. Preservation could be hell, fellas.
Oh, yeah, yeah, sure can.
Good dog said that Kimmer stuff was top A. Yes, sir. Well known top A. Shit, act like you don't know. Get around, get your head cracked.
Sure could.
My man Will said dealing with them wasn't easy. Both extremely cocky, both of them. Well, that was right up your way, though. I'm pretty sure you would know. Cool Bean said Johnny Rocket TG got some real boy stuff. Yeah, he's sliding it into some of his work down there. He got the memo. That's for sure.
They were very rough dogs. Nice game dogs too.
Archie, my man Archie say, Kimber, Aries, Cardenas, etc., mainly in the South. Yes, sir. You know, you hear us, we talk about Aries kennels too. They was about that life. Oh, you act like you having trouble finding Stubbyfield.
Oh no, I was looking at a hot dog. Another stumpy dog.
Put him up then. What is you doing?
Hold on.
Big shout out to Mr. Gunner. What up, fam? I see you. Archie said no one had the red boy stuff like Marlo. Mims until he added that snooty.
Yeah, that's true.
TJ with the slick Willie blood. Yes, he had Katie Hounds. That's true.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, Mr. Gunner said Mr. Burns' other top dog was Hot Dog. Yeah. I'm blowing it up, Mom. There you go. Hey, didn't you have something that was bred to that hot dog or something?
Yeah, Sassy was bred the hot dog. Got 2 winners out of it. One of them got a best in show.
Right. It was Sassy, right?
Reno, and I think ASAP. Bred the Sassy. Yeah, I go to the offspring right quick. I think it was down page 7 or something. Hold on, let me go down there. So it's going right quick. There you go. Long ASAP off of Sassy Girl and Long Reno.
Yeah.
Yeah, he won best in show. That Reno dog, he went 2 hours and something, and he didn't make it at the end. You know, he won, but he died. But Sassy could have been bred to anything. As long as it was yellow, she could produce. Yeah, she was off a little Mayday. Look at all that yellow in her. Off of yellow. Off of yellow. You know, a lot of yellow in these dogs. See how many times yellow show up in that pedigree? Yellow brother right here, Grand Champion JR. Just a nice bred dog. Oh, hot dog.
Big shout out to my man. Hope Man said all this talk about preserving got me thinking about a secret recipe. I'm preserving Texas bull, beard shrimp, sweet mustard fish. Damn good eating. Hey man, that's what you doing over the holiday cup? Shit. I know you got a special recipe that got you thinking like that. Probably everybody in town know about it. Old man firing up that grill.
But, you know, Stumpy had, look at all the yellow we had in him, though. I would say if you were to say not just yellow John.
Now, when you look at that pedigree mode, were they preserving anything, or were they trying to get match dogs?
They was to me, they was preserving. I mean, look, when you got a producing, when you're preserving a strain that got the traits, the strain that got the traits, that's what I'm talking about. If it has the trait to producing matched dogs, you know what I'm saying? Then you got a strain of dog. You're trying to, like this dog right here. He has a strain of dogs, which would have been yellow John. He's heavy yellow John. Okay? He heavy yellow John. But then he also heavy yellow. Look, 1, 2, 3. And then you got JR down in there somewhere, right here, yellow brother. Then you're preserving yellow John, and you still have to look at the Jocko, you know, the Jocko cross. So you want to say, I'm preserving the yellow cross due to the fact of yellow John strain. The production part of that, the trait of producing, you know, that's yellow is still a part of the yellow John strand with the production, because yellow was a producer coming down off his daddy, who was also a producer, who was also a match dog. So now we're dealing with the yellow trait in itself. You see what I'm saying? Who has a stronger trait to me because he's coming off a strong trait coming off his daddy. What you got to remember, in the top 10, you know, again, yellow John. You see what I'm saying? Yellow John, before Mayday hit the board, they was right there in the top 10 dogs on the registered merit list, father and son. And then you added Mayday, you know what I'm saying? And then you kick that up. Now you got 3 dogs, a strain of line of dogs in the top 10 of the registered merit list. On top of actually 4 dogs when you start talking about Awesome Baby, who was off of yellow. And if you notice, every one of them had that trait. What trait are we talking about? The same trait that we was talking about when we were talking about yellow John. He had the red boy strand with the matchdog trait and the production trait. That's preservation. That's preserving the red boy, and then each going down each generation of lines of dogs, they were able to maintain that. Yellow John, yellow, still talking about red boy dogs. We added Jocko. We're still dealing with red boy dogs. You know? And then when you turn around there and look at the lines of dogs that came down off of Stone City, when they took the yellow dogs and crossed them in another, what you would call a Jeep Rascal cross. You know what I mean? Because that's exactly what he did. He took the Jeep Rascal cross and put with yellow, and he came up with him a whole line of dogs. But look, he's using 2 strains though. He's using 2 strains. Jeep Rascal is a strain in itself because it's an Eli strain. Good producing strain. Because Jeep came off of a producing strain of dog. Kobe side, which is a red boy, again. And then you got the Eli coming off a honey bunch, a producing bitch. She had the genetics. She had the production. She had the bulldog. You know what I'm saying? Those are traits. And then you putting two strong traits like that together, what you supposed to get? What are you supposed to get? While that bitch is sitting up there on the top, number one, right along with her damn son Jeep. Been like that for years. The next best thing behind that, which carries a long history of genetic strain with the traits coming down way far back, is Dibo in those dogs. Great lines of dogs. That's what you call preservation. And you know, that's a hell of a preservation when you got the son on the top of the registered male list for damn over 20 years, and then you got his mama still up there. You know what I'm saying? That's preservation. Now, as you started adding a red boy to that, now we got a whole nother thing of preserving shit. The red boy G cross, that's preserving. How do you maintain that production? How do you preserve that? You know what I mean?
And then when you got that out, when you throw that out in there, like I would say that was,
you know, it's no longer pure.
Right.
All you're doing, you're still trying to preserve whatever it is. What are you preserving? You're preserving the Jocko Red Boy cross.
Right. Now you're preserving the cross.
Exactly.
Now, when you work in your hand with that, considering based on the preservation of what we started out when we looked at Deacon,
mm-hmm.
Are you leaning to one side more than the other when it comes like the Jocko's the out, but you're not building off the Jocko, you're still building off the Red Boy part of that breeding?
Well, I mean, as a breeder,
couple ways, yeah.
As a breeder, I'm looking at it like the way I looked at it was. I'm looking at it. Okay, when everybody gets mad when I start talking about Jocko was not the major factor in what created yellow, and he was not. But the strand in itself, the Red Boy Jocko cross, a strand in itself, created a great strand because it created yellow. You know what I mean? And where did the RM part come from? We know where the RM part comes from. That RM part of that line came from Red Boy. So we still dealing with the genetics and the preservation of Red Boy in yellow. Even though we're adding Jocko. So that means everything that yellow started producing, now we're seeing a Red Boy Jocko cross. But it was always the Red Boy. It was always the Red Boy strand and the traits. To me, that was the fulfillment of what yellow was producing. Even though we have the Jocko in there. It's not pure Red Boy anymore. But now we have a Red Boy Jocko cross that produced great dogs. After, you got yellow creating his own thing. Now yellow turns into Red Boy. How do we preserve the Red Boy Jocko cross? Well, we have yellow right here to do that. Just like I said, we did the same thing with Jeep. It changed, but the preservation of Jeep, when you crossed it with the Red Boy, you're still going to go back to Kobe. Kobe comes from the Red Boy dogs come down through the Kobe stuff. But then you have that preservation of two great strains of dogs. The Kobe cross, same shit related to the Red Boy cross with production. And then you have the Bully Son Eli stuff on that honey bunch that comes down off a strain of dogs with that production. On top of the matching in itself with the traits, not only do we have producing traits, we have dog fighting traits. So when you're trying to put that together, you're looking at what do you call a line of dogs that you're trying to preserve. You got to take the characteristic and understand the math and the breakdown. If you got certain outcrosses, that's like us with red eights. when we took Red Ace and crossed her, a yellow giant dog, straight red boy dog with a little bit of an eighth of Jocko, which shouldn't even matter. It was double bred Jocko, but we're still using a red boy Jocko cross and put Grand Champion Ace on top of that. That has nothing to do. What did we get out of that? We got a strain of dogs still maintaining the red boy part of it, the yellow giant, the red boy. But that trait of back stifle, hard biting shit, where'd that come from? That was a trait that was injected into that line of dogs. Am I right? So when Going Hard dogs came out, we got generations of them doing what? Going into the back end and destroying shit. That's a trait. Where'd that trait come from? It came from Grand Champion Ace. So now these lines of dogs are also carrying a trait. How do you preserve that trait? If you want to preserve that line of dogs, get the dogs that's coming out like that. The ones that still have that back stifle trait, still showing that mouth. Better be winners. I wouldn't give a damn. It ain't no good if you ain't winning with that style. And keep that genetic makeup going. Remember, that's what made Sassy's puppies so good. They all still had that genetic trait of going into the back end. Brat produced dogs that went to the back end. Sassy Girl produced, her brother, Little Mayday produced dogs that went to the back end, bred to certain dogs. And if you notice, how were they all bred? If it worked with Sassy coming off of Mayday, you notice all those dogs that came off of Baby and them still had Mayday in them, still had Going Hard in them, still had that trait of going into the back end. What do were we doing this by mistake, preserving the back end style? Maybe I don't even want to. I'm not even talking about pedigree now. I'm talking about preserving the back end shit. I want to keep the back end trait in the dog. What's the best way to preserve the back end trait in the dog? Keep using the dog that's going out there winning with that back end trait.
That's true. That's one hell of a true statement, because that's exactly what you did.
No shit.
But they did all for a minute. The whole yard did look alike, though, Mo.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody looked like. I just said that because of the look. But when it came down to the real scene, there was a lot of them. There was a whole lot. There was more a likeness in them than just looks, which made it hard.
Going into the back end play, that was a trait in itself that me personally, I felt like, if everything else is supposed to work that way, why can't we use the traits to do the same thing? Why shouldn't we be able to do the same thing with certain traits that we like in our dogs? The first thing you got to do is, first of all, find out if it can produce those traits. What good is if it can't produce the trait? Is it possible for this dog to produce the traits? That's the question. The only way you're going to find that out is to breed. Breed the right, make sure your breedings are the right breedings that you can take that and find out. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, when you try to do that, what are some of the things that, when it came down to you and KP making those decisions, what was the thing that drove y'all to just stick to that point and ride it that many years?
Well, the way I seen it was like Mayday, little Mayday was not a match dog for me. You know how we ended up game testing him, right?
Right.
But one thing little Mayday had in him that made him dangerous, what did he carry? He still carried that back end trait.
You saying Little Mayday, you mean Mayday?
I mean, little May, yeah, Maytu. Maytu still carried the back end trait. Remember, he came off of Mayday, so if you've taken Brat back to Mayday, that's double Mayday. We're lucky to be able to get that back end trait. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, because it came through strong, because he threw nothing but back end dogs.
Exactly. We didn't get it from Mayday.
No.
We got that combination from from Red Ace. So Brat and Little Mayday were back cypher dogs. When we went back to Mayday, he still was able to produce a dog that has still contained that back end trait. So one thing we know for fact, we was preserving the back end style. Because then you went on down to 38 Special had a back end trait. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Red Ruby had a back end trait.
What did they have?
A.R. had a back end trait. What did they had a back end trait? They all carried that little trait. How many generations is that? That's down to 5 generations of dogs that was winning with the back end style of doing it.
And nasty with it too.
To me, I think you can preserve a trait, and the way to preserve a trait is keep putting the down trait right there in there. Down the pedigree, give me the trait. I'm looking at what I see. I'm gonna breed this bad motherfucker to this dog, and maybe we can keep the back end traits.
Well, it took. This didn't happen like it happened overnight. We kind of it just turned out like that. You never know when you actually start out doing it that you were getting what you were getting, but then once you realize what you were getting, you was trying to hang on to it.
You breed on it. You breed on it. Or you don't just come automatically. You breed on it, and then you be selective on what you see, because you can't be getting rid of shit. You gotta hold on to the shit and let that shit grow up, and let's see if it's there. It's there. You know what I'm saying? If it's there, it's supposed to be there. Then you gonna see it. You know, that's what I call. You know, I call it. You know, you gotta, if you're looking for some particular trait, that's just like they was doing with the old family red-nosed dog. They were so busy trying to keep the red nails and the gold eyes and all that stuff, you know, that they got away from the traits that were winning them matches. See, I didn't care about the yard being red-nosed. 98% of the yard was red-nosed dogs, but I didn't care about that shit. What the color mean? I was more interested in the dogs growing up, going into that back end, doing the damage that I've seen Red Ace do to Tommy Boy. You know what I'm saying? I want them kind of dogs. Cause I know them kind of dogs, regardless of Red Ace losing that day, I still wanted that type of dog, because that type of dog whooped grand champions. And that's exactly what I was getting. Grand champion Ace was a back end stifle biting dog. Red Ace was a back end stifle biting dog. Little Mayday and Brat were back end stifle dogs. You see what I'm saying? And keep on going down the damn line. Like we mentioned before, all these dogs that had that style. You know, that's the trait that came all the way back from Grand Champion Ace. So up to that point, we're preserving it every time we're getting those dogs and campaigning them dogs that got that style, and these dogs are winning. We are preserving Grand Champion Ace. Why Grand Champion Ace? Because that was a Grand Champion Ace trait.
Hey, my man Vance, big shout out to my man Vance. Vance said, for me, the Eli cross with whatever, and I'm hard to beat. Very true statement, my brother. You know what I mean? I got to try to convince me. Y'all say the Mayday stuff you had makes you feel the same way, and you ran with it. Yeah, we sure the hell did.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I don't know if it was. Let me tell you something about the Mayday shit. I'm gonna tell you why we kept using the Mayday shit, because one thing for sure, why I think the Mayday shit was working so well with our shit, is we was already compounded with yellow, and then when you turn around and think about yellow, and then you got that line of dogs coming down off of Grand Champion Buck, the very same shit that created Grand Champion Buck is the same shit that created Mayday. The same shit that created Stone City. You understand what I'm saying? Each one of them, each one of these dogs, each line from Southern Kennels to Stone City Kennels, to damn Strictly Business, to damn, if you look at it close enough, you can look at it and look at 357. That line, that strain clicks. That's all I can tell you. When you see it clicking, and you got all the evidence that it clicks, gives you more of the reason for you to keep continuing to play with it like I was playing with it.
Like they was playing with it.
Like they was playing with it. Damn
it was
right.
hard to beat. Yeah, damn right.
Exactly. Shit, look at them size them up boys. They were still using this shit. Stone City was still using this shit. Grand Champion, look, they were still using this shit. Those are traits that if you can maintain it in your line, and the only way you know you got it and you're preserving it, it still got to do what those dogs were doing back then, way up here. And what was that? They were still whooping ass.
And producing dogs that was still whooping.
You know, that's the key.
Big shout out to my main man of Legendary. This is not J-Bo, aka J-Bo in the house. What up, fam? I see you.
Oh man, I hope I answered your question right there.
My man Big C said, Twin, can y'all speak on Hunch and Luke Kane? One went 3/4 Hollingsworth, quarter yellow. The other went totally opposite.
It's that trait. It's the trait. You can look at Luke Kane and you can look at a Hunch, and they damn near look like litter mates. Both of them big dogs. Just like Barracuda. Look at Barracuda. You can say the same thing. Barracuda, Hunch, and Luke Kane, and May, they all looked like litter mates. Not just the physical look, but their fighting style.
Rough.
I'll see you, old man. Thank you. Yeah, I see you, baby boy. But I mean, it's like paying attention to, and the only way, guys, here's the bad thing about this shit, okay? Because I bred the champion Nico Jr., okay? And we got game dogs coming off of Sassy Girl, the very same dog that created, goddamn, when we bred her to Little Buck off of Yellow Buck and Miss Nico, we got a killing machine of dogs. When we bred Sassy Girl to Nico, we got dumbass game dogs. That's it. Nothing like this yellow buck breeding. Nothing like. Then we turn around and breed Champion Sugar to Nico and get Naya, and then take Naya and breed the Twisted, who got Jeep in him. Jeep in him, and come out with that killing machine. The shit in Twisted Nico.
Yeah.
I mean, killing machine. They weren't stifle dogs, but they were killing machines.
Stone killers.
Didn't have no going hard shit in there outside the fact that they were being bred by going hard. Because now it was bred to Champion Twisted, and what they threw was an example of some of the hardest mouth that you would ever want to see. I mean, I'm back into biting hard again over here. The only way I ever felt like I could get hard biting dog was keep on breeding my shit because the Grand Champion 8 shit kept showing up. And when they showed up, it would always show up. If these dogs were going to be biting hard, guess what? They was biting hard going into your ass end. And that's the only thing I can say why those dogs were winning. Why Baby became a registered mare is because she produced, every time she was bred back into one of them Mayday dogs, it didn't matter which one, whether it came off a Barracuda or Mayday, it didn't make no difference. When they threw that back end stifle shit, them dogs became champions. Because it was this one style and the mouth and the ability they had, it was genetic. You seen it. Like I seen it in my dog, I kept seeing it in those other dogs. They kept doing it. And when you got those kind of dogs, you know it in the time that it's taking them to do this shit. When they got it down pat, it don't take them long to finish your ass. If I'm trying to preserve something I'm looking at, that's what I'm trying to preserve. And how do you get it? You got to sit there and wait and watch it happen. It might not happen. It's not like we getting this overabundance of litters just having this trait. No. If it was like that, we was lucky to get 2. But Sassy was steady producing them, like when she was bred the hot dog. She produced that 1-time winner and that 2-time winner. Going to burn Stompy. Go back down through Stompy shit and that hot dog shit and tell me if you're going to find a dog rough as the goddamn 2 dogs that she produced coming off a hot dog. Go back down to his shit and find it. Got pages of that shit. Go find one like them 2. Game, good mouth. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to find that connection. You're not going to see it. You know, you go back down to Orca shit. Go find out. Look, Maximo had 2 champions off of Baby. Go back down there and see if you find anything that came off of Maximo, anything like those 2 champions. Go look at the one coming off of Orca. Go look down through Orca shit and go find something that anything like that shit that came off of Baby and Orca. You're not going to see it. The very same traits that we're talking about, those traits, they play a big part. And if you see them, you're going to notice them.
I feel you, Archie. Archie said, once I lost my main male off my cousin's double bred daughter, Mayday, and hot stuff, he and I fell out, and I changed my whole yard.
See, sometimes, look, man, you know when it's time to stop. You know when it's time to quit. If you'll notice that I never went back to any of my Yellow Nico stuff. Now, Yellow Nico went on to produce some winners now. He went on to produce some winners, but he wasn't, he lost a damn foot when his new owner got him. You know? If I wanted to keep continuing to do him, I would have kept him. But that's what the point was. But he was a good dog. He wasn't going to quit. Yeah, little May's sister, we call her Blondie 3. Look just like Blondie. Never did get a litter out of her. I had too many other dogs. She wasn't on my capture list.
Hey, Archie, that one, it ended up sending them overseas. Man, look, just that move in itself, I know they paid a pretty penny. So, well, you just let it go. Tell me if I'm right. Just go ahead and give me the thumbs up if I'm right, because I guarantee you, you didn't say I sent him over another state or a block over. No, you sending his ass overseas. So I know when the boys from over there come and get one, they want it, they gonna get it. Did you let him go with a smile on your face? I see the LOL. I'm just wondering, is that the LOL? Yeah, I smiled the whole time they was walking away with it.
Hey, I want to answer Vance's question. Vance, Jesse James was like all the other Stone City shit. If you seen Yellow Buck go, Miss Nico go, Miss Luca go, there was Nico go. Nico Jr. was probably the weakest out of all of them. I can say that much. He was probably the weakest out of all of them. One thing about the Stone City dogs that really made them hard to beat, they had that intensity and that heart, and they never gave up. They didn't like being bottom dogs, and they wasn't going to stay bottom dogs. They knew how to take the bottom, but they knew how to get up and win. They took a lot of fight out of the dogs that they beat. That's what made Stone City dogs good dogs, bro. Stone City, they had a click. That yellow and Grand Champion Buck shit was the click. Don't let nobody tell you nothing different. That's what made them bad. They're very hard dogs to beat. Anytime you got that many champions and they wasn't running from nobody, they was no different than hardcore to me. You know, they dogs were there to compete and they didn't have no problem competing. Goddamn, Size 'em Up Kennels had that awesome beast. There was a couple of little awesome beasts running around down in this area, you know, down here in Florida. We couldn't tell which ones was who, but I can tell you about every damn one of them, they was hard to beat. It was really hard to beat a Stone City dog. Some of them looked like straight out of hound dogs. Didn't even look like pit bulls. They had these funny ass web looking feet. And then with them feet, they had like wrinkles down there by their feet. You looked like some little ugly ass pit bulls, but I tell you what, inside that wall, hey, that ugly motherfucker beat your ass. While you trying to beat him, you're losing trying to beat him. They all were like that.
Yeah,
the more uglier they was, the harder they was to beat.
Jesse James was rough.
He was rough.
He was rough, man.
Mm-hmm. Jesse James was rough. Miss Nika was rough. Yellow Buck was rough. You know what I'm saying? Nico was put up a good fight with Ajax. If you really ever seen Nico, you wouldn't believe the fight should have went that long.
I feel you, Archie. I got you. I see you, fam.
No, we had Little Buck, and thank God he would have made it because he was one hell of a bulldog. I didn't get a chance to breed him one time and got a little out of him. And set the game on fire. But imagine if he hadn't caught Babizia and he was being bred to the Apache bitch. She picked it up with me trying to breed the Mayday and bringing her home and making Victor take Brett. Yeah, I brought her home and she the one that gave Little Buck to Babizia. Trying to breed her. The same shit to produce Ramel Buck. Before Ramel Buck came along, I was breeding Little Buck to Yellow Apache. That bruiser shit. Yeah, and Sassy Yellow Patchy was Sassy's mama. I took her and bred her to Little Mayday. And that's where Baby and them, Sassy Girl and them come from. And I had her and a chocolate male. I only had 2 pups. A chocolate male and Sassy Girl that looked like her daddy. And the chocolate dog was cold. And he went on to produce some hellified dogs.
Was that Hershey?
Yeah, Hershey. Yeah, Hershey came off of him. Off of him, bred to a Jeep bitch. That Jeep bitch I had. And if you look at Ramel Buck, that champion Ramel, he was chocolate just like Menace, Mike.
Yep.
That's where that chocolate shit come from. Came from them. I don't know if Bruiser was chocolate, but that Ramel Buck and that Ramel Buck, that grand champion Ramel Buck, looked just like looked just like Yellow Buck, but he had a little of that chocolate Brenda with it. But he was another badass dog. But this is shit that we know already worked because we had already done it. You know, my thing is, I don't know if y'all look at the damn, to me, I still believe it's like if I would have been breeding Red Boy Jeep dog, I'm going to tell you the dog I would have kept in my yard if I could have ever got my hands on one. 357 and scratch liners, body snatchers, ruckus, champion ruckus. There was 2 lines that I wish I could have ever, if I could have got them 2 dogs on my yard. On top of what I already was having with the Stone City Mayday crosses and the Red Boy crosses that I had coming off of Pretty Mama, seeing that how that shit was working with my Stone City shit. That Beetlejuice shit, it didn't collide. It melded right together. It melded right together. Because those were some badass dogs. Now, you really gave me some body snatcher ruckus and some 357. Shit, I would have been the new old tutor. Shit. Because that line of dogs right there, people be sleeping on that ruckus. That ruckus had some of them Cunningham dogs did not have. Ruckus had that damn real bulldog in them. That hard mouth, rough ass, fast pace, ain't bullshitting around, get in there and get one. And then we already got that fast lane, rough ass shit ourselves. I could have did some shit with that. I could have did some shit. Imagine me taking a 357 cross with ruckus. Boy, y'all would have been still talking about that shit today. Especially on how I was getting ready to breed them. Just imagine if I could, there was 2 dogs I've always wished that I never got a chance to have incorporated into my yard, but there was 2 dogs in my yard that I wish I had. I had the Stone City, I had the Mayday, you know what I mean? I had Pretty Mama with the Beetlejuice shit. So I got all the right Red Boy shit to come with it. But the 2 lines that I truly felt like I was missing was Ruckus and 357. Imagine me breeding Ruckus to Brat. Imagine me breeding 357 to Brat. Imagine me breeding Ruckus to Little Mayday's daughter, Sassy Girl. Imagine me breeding 357 to Sassy Girl. Being what I got out of them 2 bitches anyway, imagine what I would have got out of there with them 2 dogs. And now I got a whole crew of these motherfuckers on my yard that I had to work with. I would have been a really hard man to beat. Because what nobody else would have did what I was trying to do. Because I'd have took that ruckus shit and crossed it into that Pretty Mama shit. I'd have crossed that shit into that pretty mama shit that I'd crossed back into the Stone City Mayday shit, and then turned right around with 357 and brought him back through everybody. I'd have been just as strong as hardcore Stone City. I can't really say Super Kennel because they was grabbing everything. But I think I'd have been just as busy as them. I think I would have been a factor in this game. Our dogs did a lot of shit out there, but I can tell you what, they could have did a lot more. Gave me Ruckus and 357 and put in there with the shit that I had. And to me, Ruckus was the best thing coming off of Long Weirdo. And Long Weirdo threw some nice shit, but that Ruckus dog, yeah, y'all sleeping on him. Y'all sleeping on him. Did you hear me, Money?
Yeah. Well, 357 proved his point.
Well,
I mean,
no
that's
shit.
just, that's what, you know, that's history alone.
Man, imagine Brad being bred to 357, Mike. All we needed was one of them. One of them. I mean, could you imagine what kind of killer that would have threw? That was what I was on. Y'all think Macho Buck was a bad motherfucker. I would have showed you one badder than his ass for sure. Because we wasn't picking and choosing. We was going out there grabbing any and everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get great. And I knew that he had it. He could throw 357 because y'all look down in that line, look closer into that line. Even now when it come down to the Mayday being bred to the Blondie shit. Still, then none of them produce like Baby. None of them. Baby the only ROM bitch in that crew. And she was the first one crossed into some Mayday shit. And she wasn't no direct descendant off of Mayday. That was a Limestone City Mayday breed. Yet they didn't produce nothing like those dogs. Nothing like them breeding directly to Mayday the Blondie. You know what I mean?
Hey, Mo.
Yes, sir.
It's going to be 1 o'clock.
Okay. I got to go pull out my boy Ruckus before we call it a night, though, man. I'm talking so much about him. I got to show him how this damn dog was bred. He was a bad dog.
Well, 357 got his claim to fame because he deserved it. And he wasn't bred as much as some of the other dogs we talk about.
No, he wasn't.
But neither was Ruckus either, though.
Ruckus had enough, though. But here, let me see. I got him up here just before we call it a night because I got to get the Ruckus dog up here. Y'all always hear me talking about Ruckus and 357. Because those are the two dogs I would have loved to see Brad bred to. Imagine breeding Brat to them. Or taking puppies off of them and breeding them back to Little Mayday. What? That's Ruckus breeding right there. That's what you call a Jeep Red Boy cross right there. Baddest Cunningham dog out of them damn dogs. Out of all the Cunningham dogs, wasn't none of them bad as this one right here. Yeah, I would have loved to make this cross right here with motherfucking Brat.
Because you know that Jeep shit was back there, huh?
All that Jeep and that Red Boy.
Yeah.
See, this is that Maryland Outlaw. That's just another strand of red boy. You know, that's a nice ass cross. And then she's a champion bitch too. This bitch was full red boy. That old Till Jeff shit. You see it? Same shit, the created red boy. Till Jeff, see? Heavy Till Jeff. All that shit. And he was one hell of a bulldog. She wasn't no bad bitch her damn self. But that breeding back in the Jeep red boy, man, let me tell y'all something. That's a hell of a breeding right there. Hell of a breeding, heavy honey bunch.
You talking about putting Brad on the bottom of that shit.
Oh my God, man! Do you hear me? Look at all the registered mares and the ROMs when you put Brat there under that right there, boy. And Brat looking like Ruckus. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Two rope ass dogs like that, man. And then you got 357 looking like Brat them. You know what I'm saying? Imagine that. And then taking 357 and crossing back into all that shit. All that Buck shit. All that Stone City shit. All that hardcore shit. I would have had me a parade, boy. What do you mean? What I had, just imagine the two that if I could have ever got them to incorporate in my yard, them was the dogs that I wanted on my yard. Champion, Ruckus, and 357. I've already got all the red boy. I got all the Grand Champion Buck. I got Southern Kennels. I got goddamn Stone City Kennels. I got Windy City, Beetlejuice. You know, I got champions on my shit. I ain't just breeding brood bitches. I'm breeding match dogs. You know? So when y'all see me, when they go to asking me, what dog do you wish you to have? Them was the two dogs that I've always wished I had on my yard. And them were two dogs that I would want to breed to their ass. I'd have bred Ruckus to Brat. I would have bred 357 to Brat. And then from that point on, it'd have been whatever. Sassy Girl would have been a great producer. I'd have took Baby and bred the motherfucking 357. You know what I'm saying? If I had Pretty Mama, I'd took Pretty Mama and I'd have bred her to Ruckus. Do y'all imagine the shit that I would have had on my yard? Because I'm bringing my champion bitches to them champion males right there. Oh my God. The sports guys wasn't working with me. Something I always wanted, and you hear me talk about it all the time. Ruckus and 357. Because I felt like them two dogs would have put me on a whole nother level. Based on what I was already working with, I would have been able to, I think I would have stood up there right along there with the great ones. Because Size Them Up did a great job with they did a great job with their Stone City crosses. A lot of guys did a great job with they Mayday dogs. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think they could have fucked with me if you'd have gave me Ruckus on top of what I had. Give me Ruckus in 357. I'd have showed y'all dogs that was even better. Imagine what a day getting a chance to breed the 357, Mike. You know what I'm saying? I guarantee them boys out in California, if I would told them, man, send that bitch back here, let me get this puppy off her, they wouldn't have done it.
Or the shit. Give me 357 and
I
the
wouldn't
shit.
even told the shit. She would probably been a grand champion if I hadn't got out of the dog. Remember when I sold her, I told them that bitch was gonna be a motherfucker they wasn't gonna whoop. I told them they wasn't gonna whoop her. And I compared her to Brat, they didn't believe me. They found out real quick though, didn't they, Mike?
Yes, they did.
Now imagine I got her, and she came off of Twisted and Naya. Naya was off of Nico and Champion Sugar. Bred the Champion Twisted. That's a Stone City hardcore, deep south Mayday breeding. Come on, man. All that shit went to shit trying to save a marriage.
You would have to throw that in there, huh?
Hey, you hear me saying it, don't you?
Yeah.
I'm sitting out there on the yard, man. This guy, I mean, she made me play my hand. I got the setup. I got the yard to do it with. She knew I was going to make a bigger move. Remember, I'm already down there with Evolution trying to get the shit, remember?
Mm-hmm.
The only reason I got up with Evolution because of 357. Thinking if they got up with him, I know I can get up with him. You know what I'm saying? How they get a breeding and I couldn't?
You need just let it go, Mo. It's okay, man. It's okay. I know, man, still be laughing at that twin, man. You know, at the time you was hassling, man. We wasn't even thinking about breeding that damn dog. He told you that, man, right here on the show. And they wasn't even thinking about it.
Man, I'm telling you, man, Ruckus and 357 was the dog that I felt like we completed everything that I was doing. I would have surpassed T.O., bro. You know, T.O. created damn near everything on our yard. You know he did.
Yeah. But he left it in your hands and you was on some shit.
I was on some shit, but I'm telling you, I would have been on a whole nother level. I swear to God, I know I would have been on another level with Ruckus and 357 incorporated into that shit. Remember, I got hardcore Stone City and Southern Kennels in the yard, all coming off of champions. And now I'm adding Ruckus and 357? What? Y'all hear me out there, y'all breeders? Y'all hear me out there, y'all breeders? I ain't paper breeding. I'm match dog breeding. God damn it. I told you, and I'm a firm believer, and I told you great match dogs have great pedigrees. Look at those pedigrees. I'm pointing out to y'all. Look at that pedigree. I can't go wrong. Let me go pull up 357 before I call it a night.
You go ahead, man. Let me catch you back over here while you ding on. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay, yeah. Let me know when I get there, man. Yeah, I got to, bro. Y'all seen Ruckus? Look at this motherfucker here. Give me back in, man. Can you pull it back up?
No. You're going to have to do it from over there.
Okay, I'll do it. I'll bring it back.
Hold on. No. Stay right there. There you go. I got it. I got you. You're in.
There you go. There you go, y'all. Look at that. Look, some more red shit. Look at that. Yeah, this is the kind of shit I'm trying to put on the yard. Imagine that with the ruckus, y'all. Imagine what I was talking about. Twin, you know you're wrong. Inbreed? Come on, man. Y'all better tackle me. Y'all better. I'm done. I'm done. Preserve some shit like that and give it to the game, man. I would have been up there. I know I would have been up there, man. Look at all them all-rounds sitting up on that thing, man. Look at the dogs. I'm talking about breeding these dogs too. Champions of all rounds being bred into my shit. And there's no way in the world you're going to tell me them boys down there in Texas would have been up there in Seattle running down there with the evolution. Tell me they wouldn't have bred Red Ruby back over into my yard, Mike. Tell me I wouldn't have had Gameville and them all up in my yard. Okay? Bring all that shit back down through here. Imagine that dog right there being bred to brat. Y'all see that? Y'all would have stayed red. Imagine Ruckus being bred on the yard. Y'all would have stayed red. That's the mind of a breeder. I just gave y'all the mind of a breeder. My mindset. Twin, what was your mindset? Look at it. What? You can tell what my mindset is on. I'm breeding champion registered male production. Production. Proven. Yeah, man. I'd have had them females going back to May too. I'd have been mixing this shit so goddamn pretty. I could have stood another 5 years of winning.
Sure enough, we're gonna be using that shit.
Oh my God. I would have been holding on to everything, scared one of them getting rid of the wrong one. I had a yard full. I could have put another $100 on the yard with this shit. Knowing damn well I couldn't have went wrong. How can you go wrong? When everything else I've been doing up to that point was working. And I'm steady adding Jeep to it. Remember, I'm still on the Jeep thing. Remember, Miss Nico she was Jeep. Twisted was Jeep. The shit was Jeep. All of them had Jeep in them. Red H&M, Jeep. You got Jeep, Grand Champion Yellow, Grand Champion Buck, Line, coming down off of these, producing, ass dog, both of them registered and married, buckets in 357. That's like one of those things that happened to me when I lost to Tommy Boy. You know what I'm saying? The sports guys was just being mean to me. Never did get it. But guys, that's what I'm talking about. Y'all want to preserve some shit. Preserve genetics. If you notice, each one of them dogs got genetically ROM. They was genetically built to be ROMs. And match dogs. Red Ace to Mayday was genetically built to be match dogs. While you had two badass dogs come off of them. See, that's one thing that we understood thanks to James Pope. You see us turn around doing the same old shit. Same old thing. Our way of thinking. Our mind of breeding is we looking for genetics of wins. Wins mean more than anything to us. Back then, winning. Why are these dogs winning? Genetically speaking, we know why 357 was winning. Genetically speaking, we know why Ruckus was winning. Genetically speaking, we know why Mayday was winning. Genetically speaking, we know why the Stone City Dogs was winning. Genetically speaking, we know why Hardcore Dogs were winning. That's why I wanted all those dogs on my yard.
Don't forget Deep South.
I ain't gonna forget Deep South. You already know I got twisted.
That's right. Can't forget my boys.
Can't forget my boys. They were main ingredient.
The main ingredient, yes, sir.
Because I was looking at how I was thinking when I got goddamn Naya. What did I run to? Straight to Deep South. What? Genetically speaking, Twisted is a heavy Hollywood G cross with yellow. Same thing the whole damn yard mixed up with, ain't it?
So was.
Jeep, yellow, and Hollingsworth. Well, really Grand Champion Buck, because the Hollingsworth dogs, the ones that produced Mayday, were the same line that produced Grand Champion Buck. That's all I'm saying, guys. Think about it. If you look at a pedigree like I'm looking at it, y'all see what I'm looking at it for. I'm not matching up pedigrees. I'm matching up performance. I'm matching up production. It just so happened they all was rated. Okay, hey, wasn't looking for that part. It didn't matter. Didn't care. Okay, Mike, you got the flow. Thank you guys for paying attention. I didn't even get a chance to read the chats. Y'all hear me over here getting all hyperventilating and shit. You know, fuck that what they call it, hyper vigor shit. I don't think hyper vigor was ready for none of the shit that I'm talking about right now. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I just said Deep South is where my red boy Madeline bitch from.
Oh yeah. Yeah, them boys, they had some good ones too. You know, and they weren't breeders. They were better dog men than they were breeders.
She came off some of that Georgia's triple red stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's right. Triple out red was a good one. He was a tight red boy dog, bred like Yellow John. But see, me, I want to work. Me, I don't damn that pedigree shit. I need to work. That registered mare all around me and everything to me. If I'm going to preserve something and I'm going to have it on my yard, I'm preserving those winners. Too much ROM shit out of both of those dogs to overlook them.
But as y'all say, y'all, you know, I hear people say, just because you breed to a champion or grand champion, don't mean you're going to get some every time. Well, that's a very true statement. But, you know, there's another side of that story. Mm-hmm. That just because, or that may be, you try to eliminate as much of the bullshit as you can and just stick to what works. And if the shit was working, believe me, we seen it work. Remember, we ain't just talking about shit that we don't know. We talk about shit that we've seen. So you got to have it when you know it's out there. I mean, that's just the way a lot of the breeders thought in our time. Now, when it came down to preservation, I don't know. Because, you know what I mean? I just look at a lot of the stuff that a lot of the great kennels that we talk about. And when you know them personally, preservation probably was the last thing they had on their minds. Because if we did, we would have known a lot more about straws. What you think, Mo?
Oh yeah.
Wasn't nobody pulling shit. Because I know damn well if they had been, we would have jumped right on it too. Just like they didn't tell us nothing about the damn storaways or how to take them off the shit. Because wasn't none of them doing it either. They was winding up with 2, 3 puppies too.
Yeah, it sure was.
So it's a lot you learn over the years, fellas. We just try to tell y'all where we felt and the mindset. But when it comes out in this preservation thing, it's something totally different, man. Just to hear preservation takes skills. It takes know-how. I mean, it takes a lot of knowledge and understanding what you're doing when you talk about making the moves. And, you know, I think that Deacon dog was a great example. I think Yellow was a great example.
Yellow John, yeah.
Yellow John. Great examples for anybody who want to learn. Just study it where you understand it. You know? And again, we back in our time and our way of thinking is different because of, you know, the purpose. Remember I said in a very, very, very first show we ever done, we said, hey, you got to figure out what you're going to be and understand your purpose. We've said it at our very first show, and we 400 and something shows in, and we still will say it. It's whatever the purpose. People's purpose change over the years. The preservation mindset might change over the years. You know, that's why I brought up the Malamar and the pit bull shit. You know, people on some other shit now. I'm just saying, preservation is a must, you know, because it keeps originality. And that's all. First and foremost, keep it a bulldog. At least keep that part original. The rest will just be based off your skills and your purpose. So I hope y'all kind of read into what we were trying to get across tonight, because it's a very meaningful point. Because, you know, moving forward, you know, you kind of got to believe that what has been going on the last 100 years is probably the same thing that should be going on the next 100 years. It just depends on the men with the dogs, which was a meaningful point early in this show. Yeah, the man really did matter because he the one that got to make the choice. So I'm giving my big shout out to my working dog man. That's all. Competition is where you find it. As long as you're looking for it, can't hold nothing back from it, because either way you go, you're going to have to put in the work.
Big shout out to Vance. I enjoy, man. You got me hyped up tonight, Vance. You got me thinking about that shit, man. And it made me spill out my beans, man. I just needed to show you guys, man, on how close I was. You know, and yes, when you see it and feel it and you got it, man, it means everything, man. So I really, Big Pit Dog, thank you too, bro. You know, just thank you for being a brother. Simplify. Always gonna be down with each other. Always be down for each other. You know what I'm saying? And probably my boys in the Shark Tank. Hey, I still see y'all can eat when y'all get chum. You know, it's been a while since I seen the Shark Tank act like they were some hungry sharks. You know, that Hemi thing, you know, y'all really
chum in the water.
Y'all definitely got some chum in the water. And you know, I heard that Jimmy the Cricket, and they call it Hemi the Cricket.
Yeah.
That's it, you know. Okay. So y'all gave me a lot to enjoy tonight. You know, and it's been a while since I got that hype. You know, especially on some shit that never happened. But one thing about it, though, my intentions was real, even though it didn't come to be. If you guys ever see an opportunity as such, you know, do whatever you can to play it through. That would be the thing that's gonna be that one thing that's gonna get you over that mountaintop, man, and you can come back later on and say, you know, like I said, when I was gonna make that Mayday breeding to the Stone City Cross, I got paperwork showing y'all before it was ever done. I was talking about doing it. I was talking about going over there to Puerto Rico, whooping Tommy Boy ass, and turning around there and becoming one of the greatest dogs of all time, thinking Ray Dace was gonna go in the number champion and grand champions because he had it in him. But when that failed, still didn't never stop me. I still made the Stone City Mayday breeding. You know what I'm saying? So I never got off the track. Things changed, but my concept of my thoughts of what I wanted done and what I was looking for never deterred me from doing it. I kept going. You know? So, hey, just think about it like that. You know, get off the paper chase. Get off the paper chase and look for the history. You know, when we say preservation, well, what are you trying to preserve? That's the main point. When you want to preserve, what are you trying to preserve and why are you trying to preserve it? All right, Mike. Thanks, guys. See y'all Tuesday.
Well, fellas, before we get out of here, come on now. Come on, before we get out of here, we got to first get down. Thumbs up, thumbs up.
Show some love.
Thumbs up, thumbs up. Muscles. Muscles.
Muscles.
Now, come on, we deserve it now. Come on, y'all deserve it.
I know y'all need to throw me some roses. I mean, just throw me some roses on the fact of what didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? Because you know I have a hell of an idea. I need them roses.
Yeah. Roses. Roses. We
need them damn
roses. Yes, show your love, man. Show your love. Don't take nothing but a couple pecks
love out there on that one. I really appreciate that one.
Hey, again, man, look. It's all about the man with the dog. Has always been about the man with the dog. I mean, come on. We can say that 1,000 times, and guess what? It ain't gonna change. Because you know it works when you can go back and you can see it work for yourself. That's the whole key to anything that you do when it comes to dealing with these bulldogs. Yeah, we all have some good ones here and there, but come on. What about the opportunity to have them and be able to show them like we show them? That's a different kind of, you know, to me, that's a different kind of thing. Because we can show y'all only because of the people that we was around, because we can show you what they was doing. How are you going to be around that many people doing, watching what they doing, and you ain't doing something? I mean, you ain't got nothing. I didn't think the game worked like that. I swear to God, I get not all the shit that I was seeing. And I think that's what made it so exciting. To be able to have it, and it's on your yard. You did that. That's what you got to look forward to, fellas. In this day and time, this is where I'll be looking at, you know, you got to make your own way. And it's how you make that way. The dog going to still be the same dog. It's just the man with the dog still will always matter. So you take it from there and you ride with it. The rest, only time will tell. Big shout out to my man Cedric Cameron. I see you with the whole setup, the thumbs up, the muscles and the rolls. Appreciate the love, fam. Oh man, as always, Archie, I see you, fam. 100, Carlos, keep doing your thing. Fuzzy, appreciate the love, fam. Hey, man.
Y'all ain't passing on no super chats. No super chat, but y'all can always hit that cash app, man. I'm out here trying to get these books together, man. I'm trying to get these books together. Y'all need to help me if y'all want some.
Hold on. I got the little ticker running across there for everybody before we get up out of here. Don't forget, Cash App information is right there.
I'm trying to get these remanufactured sporting dog book of champions, the ones I got. I'm trying to write this book. You know, I need you guys to put up. You know, if we and then the other thing is, guys, do not shy away from that APDR thing. You know, it's not like y'all can't give up $30 not even a month.
Just a $30 donation, period.
Just a $30
to a
period.
good cause.
You know, $30 a year. If we get enough people to give up $30 a year, that's what it costs to pay on this Pairs Online. That's what it costs to get us a goddamn journal back in the day. Man, invest that money into a damn organization, man, where you can be recognized. I want that. I like APDR because they got a Hall of Fame. And y'all have to understand why I rise on that Hall of Fame, because it feels so funny with me being in there and people like Super Kennels and all the kennels, man, that I can come up with, and I know a lot of them that have every right to be in there, because that's gonna be y'all history. If you investing into it, you sure as hell should be a part of it. And just think, once a year, that Hall of Fame thing should be updated. That Hall of Fame should still be inducting great dog men of the past, in the future, in the now. That's something y'all don't have. This is what you need. Invest into something, not just Pairs Online. You know what I'm saying? $30 a year. That's not a lot of money to go invest into something, especially with over down there 2,000 views that we get every damn show. Imagine what $30 a year could do for that organization, and the fact that they can come up with a magazine. They should be able to come up with at least something once a year with them inductees of all these great dog men of the past. You know what I'm saying? In there. At least we got a place to put those people where they belong.
Preservation
of our history. Having stories about them as they're being preserved. Even come up with a damn place that we can go and have our own APBR Preservation Hall of Fame place that we can go look at this shit. But you can't do it on looks. It's going to take an all-around effort from everybody. Invest into something that we all can benefit from. It's not a bad idea. I need to feel me on that.
Check them out. They're on Facebook, fellas. APDR. Get in there, check out what they're doing. You learn to appreciate it. At least they're doing it.
And if they don't put the book together, I will put the book together. You know? I'm definitely going to be a representative of that organization. I'm trying to get them hyped up because I'm still waiting on Roster Man. I'm still waiting on Super Kennels. You know what I'm saying? I'm waiting on Deep South. I'm waiting on Work Kennels.
Triple M.
Stone City Kennels. None of these people in no Hall of Fame.
I mean, come on, man. Them our peoples, man.
You know,
all it takes, fellas, is just a little bit of organization. It's still a business, but again, what's $30 to an organization that's really trying to do something right?
That's right.
Go check them out. You know, I just don't take our word. Just go check them out. You'll be really impressed.
Me personally, I say $36. You know, it's almost like getting a journal, but it's like $36. What are you getting for it? At least once a year, we should get, you know, the Hall of Fame inductees of the year.
Yeah, well, they do enough shows. They try to do at least 3-4 shows a year, fellas.
Yeah, but if you get out there, if you get that Hall of Fame book out, I think that would be a good book. I got Triple M calling me.
Hold on, go ahead. Yeah. Well, fellas, while he doing that, I'm gonna be trying to get us out of here. Yeah. support the cause. You know how we roll with that. Support the cause. We believe in the cause. We will ride with you for the cause. Again, it's not a matter of what you do or how you do it. This is as long as you, damn it, doing it. Big shout out to my main man, Cecil Jackson. I see you, Cecil. I didn't want to get you. I had to get you in there. Big shout out to my man, Havoc 360. Love you, fam. As always, big shout out to my main man, the legendary. This is not J-Bo, a.k.a. J-Bo. Sharing much love. Appreciate that, fam. Hey, man, everybody, enjoy your holiday, man. Stay safe. You know, I hope you get something from this conversation tonight. I really, truly do. Because it's important that we preserve something that a lot of us, you know, when I say a lot of us, I'm talking about, you know, people of the past, you know, we don't have a clear view of what the future is going to look like. You know, at some point in history, when it came down to these dogs, you know, that was always going to be a question. What they going to look like. Well, I lived through a whole bunch of what they going to look like. It became a part of the history of what it was going to look like. So I give them much respect when I read them old stories of them not knowing what was going to look like. To live enough to be able to tell them, well, this is what it looked like. And we're way beyond y'all names. There's some new names, there's some new faces, and there's some new dogs. It's going to carry this on. I lived through that part. I can say that. So I'm at that point now. I'm wondering what it's going to look like. And I just want to make sure that y'all might have the same opportunity that we did based off of the times. And the times makes it different, but it don't change anything. You just got to make it happen. And I'm going to leave that good thought with you, my good people. So as I run up out of here and we get ready to enjoy this weekend, I always end the show like this, and we're probably going to do it till this our last show. If you're going to have anything when it comes to these dogs, you're going to have the heart. Remember, we always talk about the dog, but then what's the key to the dog? The man behind the dog. You know, greatness is not given, it's achieved. You know, one of the greatest attributes you can have when you're achieving greatness is the ability to always. I mean, fall down, get up. You better always scratch the win. Believe in yourself, believe in what you're doing. The rest, history will definitely take care of.
Amen.
So, hey, oh, you caught that, huh?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay, well, you'll catch this.
Better know my head, but don't talk about it, be about it. That's the code we live in the game with them pitbulls. See the proof and how to give from the pit to the trophies. Every chain, every game. Don't talk about it, be about it, be about it. Don't talk about it, be about it. That's the code we live in the game with them pitbulls. See the proof and how to give from the pit to the trophies. Every chain, every game. Don't talk about it, be about it, be about it. Most wanted kennels in the spotlight, danger alert, come with the name. Super kennels competition, all built for the fame. Work kennels was the work and work, while Cherokee kept the game strong. Evolution built a bloodline, where the heart come from. These dogs ain't hype, they the truth in the pit. Every pedigree stamp, when them paws hit the street. Ain't no fairy tales, this that real y'all grit. Don't talk about it, be about it. That's the pit bull script. Shout the brothers with the backbone thick. Veer brothers, color brothers, Bishop brothers legit. They don't talk about it, they be about it every day. Put the work in and y'all let the results say. Them boys on the rise, yeah, the circle stay tight. Plow boys, wall boys, Havana boys in the fight. Different flags, same ground, same fire, same spit. Don't talk about it, be about it. That's the litmus test.
Legs in the doom, behind set tone. Loctite, locked in, carved in stone. Church boys hold it with the pit bull gauge. Fruit colors on man, Sean B in the maze. Arsenal game bill, but your knife stay sharp. Only in America, walk them down, ram in the dark. DSK and Mad Ohio dog pound by hard when they hit. Praise to the men who rock this shit.
Don't talk about it, be about it.
Yeah, they live it. Fat boy the legend. Lil Buster, real strong, southern bulldog, keep the bloodline long. Latin force pressure, sniper don't miss. Shaded day, shaded with a killer instinct. Twist, super night power, unit whole rank. Boot camp, click hitting like the Sherman tank. Lil' fine with the vision. Tennessee dog pound, got their eyes on the pit. All legendary, really the shit.
Don't talk about it, be about it.
Yeah, they built it brick by brick.
Talk about it, yeah, they built it brick by brick. Talk about it, yeah, they built it brick by brick. Talk about it.
Don't talk about it, be about it. Don't talk about it. That's the yard law, from the pups to the legends. Everybody stand tall. Every name on this track got a story that's lit. Don't talk about it, be about it. Every name on this track got a story that's lit. Don't talk about it, be about it. Call this some legendary pit bullshit, pit bullshit, pit bullshit, pit bullshit, pit bullshit, pit bullshit. Going Hard Kennels, yeah, we run this yard. Twin bosses, Mo and Mike, every day they go hard. Line stack heavy like a deck full of cars. From yellow Mayday 8s, they bred real stars. Welcome to the yard where the legends get raised, where the chain spots shine and the bloodlines praise. Grand champ King Kunta with that royal type stride. Red ruby in the pen, red hot worldwide. The brat in the cut, keep the hustle on track. Pretty mama got the look and the structure intact. El-Ride bring the heat, Yellow Bird bring the flame. Gus and 38 special certified in the game. What day in the ring, crowd love in the scene. Dogs moving like ghosts in the champion's dream. From yellow to buck, their foundation is tough. Yellow buck in the veins, yeah, the roots run rough. Mayday in the pedigree, ace in the spine. That old school fire still alive in the line. Twin brothers in command, pushing forward with pride. Going hard on the banner, let the whole world ride. Hard work in the yard, every sunrise earned. Legacy in the dirt, with every chain spot turn. No shortcuts, taking no champions bought. Just blood, sweat, time, and the lessons they taught. Going Hard Kennels, yeah, we run this yard. Twin bosses, Mo and Mike, every day they go hard. Line stack heavy like a deck full of cards. Yellow Mayday ace turning pups into stars. Sheriff Pal bought us in the gang, stamp legit. Find him in Tornadoes pedigree. Hall of Fame, double grand champion. James Pogay, the formula showed how to build and sustain. Blueprints in the blood, yeah, the knowledge remain. T.O. our partner, Ohio Cash showed how to win. Turn losses into lessons, now it's trophies we spin. Mama, Triple M, deep south in the mix. Arsenal, Kennel, Stone City, solid foundations, no tricks. Hardcore, BLB up in the spec is 6. Yes, yes. Tom, Dick, Todd, Tony Wade, Southern Kennels, real ones through time from Pro Set, Windy City, combined in place, low type, apex pressure built for the chase, gotta eat boys, black ice, hunger sharp as a blade, third verse for the legacy, every debt fully paid. Yeah, I said third verse for the legacy, every debt fully paid.
Yeah.
It's Mo and Mike in the house. Going hard with the legends. Paying homage, you know. Yo. Twins Mo and Mike, we running this game. Legends in the making, never gonna be the same. Kennels popping hard, these game dogs raised right. The brat, pretty mama, they shining so bright. La Mayday, what a day, they breed the heat. Red Ruby El-Rod, they can't accept defeat. With 38 special and Yellow Bird, we top tier champions, grand champions, ain't no fear.
Run the register of merit, we got the elite. Mayday Bug Jeep, Yellow Frisco, feel the beat. Females like honey bunching awesome, baby, we tight. Bloodline strong, spreading knowledge, taking flight. Scratch 2 and don't talk about it. We the real deal, you know it's no
APTO, the modern Earl Tudor. Got in the pack, making moves like a tutor. APT, family thick, like legends in the game. Legend of them, Triple M. Shout out the name, Deep South, Roadblock. We upholding tradition. Mama, Southern Kennels, we got that ambition. Hardcore hitters, Stone City brings the fire. The Abrahams, the fam lifting us higher.
Run the register of merit, we got the elite. Mayday Buck, Jeep, Yellow, Frisco, feel the beat. Females like honey bunches, awesome, baby, we tight. Bloodline strong, spreading knowledge, taking flight. Scratch to win, don't talk, be about it. We the real deal, you know it's true, no doubt about it.
Listen up, respect the hustle, respect the grind. Being Nate Dogg, putting in work intertwined. Keeping that legendary status alive, you feel? Don't hate on the ride, catch the bus, we keep it real. What's history without a future? We pay the way, Captain. We make it happen, that's the play. So here's to the champions, run the race, stand tall. Twins, Mo and Mike, we gon' answer the call. Legends in the game, yeah, we holding it down. In the world of game dogs, we wearing the crown.
Run the register of merit, we got the elite. Mayday Buck, Jeep, Yellow, Frisco, feel the beat. Females like honey bunching, awesome, maybe we tight. Bloodline strong, spreading knowledge, taking flight. Scratch to win, don't talk, be about it. We the real deal, you know it's true, no doubt about it.
Shout out to Ohio Cash, the man with the plan, Rastaman Boom, Schoolboy, aka the. There's levels to this game. Develop your game. Develop your game. Develop your game. Develop your game. Rob, 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 rob. Rob.
We in the trenches, feel that hunger in the air.
Yeah. Welcome to the yard. If you're tough, you can stare. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Welcome to the yard. Where the chain spots shine, bloodlines run deep. Every pedigree's prime. The game APBT, worldwide pride. You come correct or stay the hell outside. Legacy made. We grind, we hustle. Twin bosses, Mo and Mike locked in the scuffle. Yeah, we run the yard, iron fists and grit. When the sun comes up, no, we never gon' quit. Dudo and Devo, legends carved in stone. Patrick Bolio made the yard they home. Tanned and yellow, they whisper through the trees. Echoes of greatness, feel that legacy breeze. Going hard, going hard. Yeah, we run this yard, nothing but the best. We don't play it soft, bloodline stack heavy, 52 waist strong in this dog-eat-dog world. We know where we belong, the yard where greatness prevail. Pressure creates knowledge and hard work. It's how history bakes, all on the fucking deal. Pressure creates knowledge and hard work. It's how history bakes.
Tails in the dirt, every chain spot turn, lessons learned hard. Like the scars we earn, no shortcuts taken. Champions ain't bought, just blood and sweat. This legacy taught from Mayday to Ace, Buck to Jeep. Every warrior counts, we ain't losing no sleep. Heat like a furnace, knowledge is the key. In the yard we trust, we got the pedigree. Feel the intensity, blaze in the fight. In the shadows of the yard, we rewrite the night. From the ring to the chain, we like kings cut out. Mo and Mike, every victory's what we shout. Going hard, going hard. Yeah, we run this yard, nothing but the best. We don't play it soft, bloodline stacked heavy, 52 waist strong in this dog-eat-dog world. We know where we belong, the yard in the dirt. Yeah, knowledge and hard work. It's how history made y'all in the dirt. Yeah, knowledge and hard work. It's how history made. Yeah, legacy in the dirt. Yeah, feel that fame. The game APBT.
remember the name. So step back if you can't handle the heat. The yard's going hard. Put the game on repeat. It's Mo and Mike. Kings in this game, going hard. Kennels forever ain't the same, nigga.
Yeah, we in the trenches, feel that hunger in the air.
Yeah. Welcome to the yard. If you're tough, you can stare. Yeah, welcome to the yard. Where the chain spots shine, bloodlines run deep, every pedigree's prime. The game APBT, worldwide pride. You come correct, or stay the hell outside, legacy made. We grind, we hustle, twin bosses, Mo and Mike locked in the scuffle. Yeah, we run the yard, iron fists and grit. When the sun comes up, no, we never gon' quit. Dudo and Devo, legends carved in stone. Patrick Bolio made the yard they home. Tanned and yellow, they whisper through the trees. Echoes of greatness, feel that legacy breeze. Going hard, yeah, we